It's like a pizza crunch without the batter. It's like the wood juice without the water. You'll never get the knickers off her. What the fucking chance? Premeditated batter. Premeditated batter.
You've had many people off of TikTok then on other platforms. I seen the Amy the boxer because I watched his fight
with Jay last week. Aye,
he's got some chin on him.
Well, see, some but mate, I watched that fight in that living room. I didn't even know him at the time. Then I was like, fucking fair play to him because he always stuck my head with the green hair and that. Then I seen he would shared a couple of my videos and commented. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get him on. But I'm glad he did. What a brand new guy he is. Heavy sound.
I remember watching his fight and I was like, this guy's got some chin on him. Like, he just kept going up to the boy and the boy's just like, fucking laying it on him.
I know, man, because he was saying on the run up to that fight, I think like a few weeks out, we just started going in benders and shit like that. And
you would though, eh?
Exactly. I couldn't imagine. It's like, I struggle to go to the gym after a bender, never mind getting to a fucking fight.
I've been struggling to go to the gym for about 2 years. Every day and like that. There's the boy on TikTok, Mark Bandini, he's like, Tam, I'll train you for this football match. I'm like, please don't, man, I can't be arsed going to the gym. I'm no built for the gym. I've got short legs, got no stamina, no focus.
You can build that up, but
after a couple of years at the gym.
A couple of years of willpower.
Fuck, it would take a lot more of willpower. Probably a bag of speed to get me there.
Wish you've got something about a pre-workout.
Fuck yeah, Robert.
So what is this? Do you say it's a TikTok football match?
That charity, the Scottish TikTokers charity football match.
Right, I've not really seen much about it. I think I've heard like a wee tinkle, but I think
other are doing their individual wee videos, like, but I've not really seen much myself. I bought 25 tickets. My mate bought 50 and somebody else bought 50. But apart from that, I'm hoping that people get behind it. But they do need they need a wee bit of help in hand. So I've not really seen much of it.
There's not been much promotion of that. When is it? What's your chance to promote it?
Tune in the 7th of August.
7th of August? Where's it happening?
Hamilton Football Grounds.
They
would probably do good with getting you doing the commentary, man.
Fuck, somebody tagged me in that. That's where I seen it. Somebody was saying about me. I would commentate it,
I think Gary Folds is doing it, so you and Gary would probably work good off each other.
But are they looking for some cunt?
I think they're,
I don't know.
Like, guys, get in touch.
Here's your commentator right here.
In
front of a mic right now. Fuck, what more experience do you need?
I'm hoping it goes ahead. Like, I don't know if there's been much interest, but you've not seen many lives on people doing lives or nothing.
It's not, see, for I've been a football match full of TikTokers, the promotion's been shite, I'll say that.
It's just because I think some of them have got it in their heads that they want to go there and do the videos, whereas most people on TikTok, the small accounts, like going into lives.
Right.
So if somebody is in a live saying, come and buy tickets, everybody bought a ticket.
Right. Unless you're watching the live, you'll know about it. But you need to have a bit of both, don't you?
Well, I've suggested that. There's a few of the people have suggested that. AJ's doing it yourself, and because AJ's son was in the hospital with a tumour behind his eye, that he started doing it.
Right, so it's close to home for him.
So I think that's how loads of people got involved, and then it started, how come there's no small TikTokers, how come there's no big TikTokers, and you're never going to make anybody truly happy, eh?
Fuck, I know, man. It's always going to be one thing. It's like, no saying this about Andy that's there, but fucking for some cunts, it's a fucking just an ego trip, innit, man?
You always get that, do you? You always get somebody that'll be like there's obviously group chats and everything going on, and people will be like, I can't fucking believe him not playing, or he's fucking playing him. I can't play football, so if says here, mate, I'll wait to do 5-10 minutes and I'll gladly bet 20 tickets if you get somebody else to talk me apart.
Aye.
I can't play. I've got fucking nerve damage in my leg. I'll end up getting tackled by any of the woman.
They'll need to have a fucking football match for you after
if Rosie Bush was playing, man, she'd go right through me, eh?
That would be an interesting game. I'd definitely be taking that.
Loads of people would. But it's just, I hope it goes ahead, because there's another end. Everybody's doing loads of charity stuff now, isn't it? It's just like,
it's quite busy with the charity stuff.
Hashtag be kind crap. There's only so much charity work you can do.
Hashtag your money, mate.
Do you actually see where the money is going straight to Scottish Children's Hospital, that Glasgow Hospital, but the rest of them, you're like, people learn about haying cancer, people learn about haying other illnesses just to get some gifts, and you're like, fuck's sake, you be just giving them your money, just give them your brew, eh?
You see a lot of them. Do you know that Mr. TikTok official?
Oh,
do you know him? Do you know who I'm talking about? He's fucking at it, that cunt. He's see that cunt, man. It's like, I go and I feel like a pure hater, know what I mean? Because I follow his shit, but I just follow it for content, because I'm like, I can slaughter this and that. I've kind of stopped because I keep getting banned, shock.
Cancel culture.
Cunt, man, it's like, What I know it reminds me with some of these cunts, it's like QVC. See when the guy's like, right, come on, we've only got a few minutes, watch his life, like, get them in and all. That's what they're like for gifts.
Yeah, try to sell you shite.
It was, did you ever see, I got a notification, it's like the TikTok Comedy Festival or something like this. And I was like, I clicked on it. And it was meant to be 2 people in a live, and I'm thinking it's going to be 2 people hitting it with a patter. They were basically sitting going like, right guys, get the gifts in and all that shit, and I'm like, is that meant to be funny?
See something like that, see if you were on it and a couple other Scottish creators and you were, it was like your premeditated part of this, you would gift this, like if the subscription thing, I would subscribe to that. It would be that, because you're getting song for it, whereas you're just watching a fully grown man with his tits out doing the same dance on every single video.
I know.
And then the people who are hating on him are doing the videos about him, growing their accounts, and then you're like, them are in it together, either. It's just,
I
want 40% of your money.
That's it, because it's like, see, if you were one of these people, I'm not saying a lot of do this, but it's a heavy smart business strategy, like, right, I'll be this mad scumbag cunt that's heavy fleecing people, and you do a video about me, and all the people that hate me will build your channel, and all the people, and then it would work. It would work. Fuck, it's a fucking idea. I'll need to try.
I want to do that. We'll do it with this.
I know. Fucking need to edit this bit out. No give away our secrets. Know what I mean?
You see, loads of people doing it. Even Scottish people are doing it.
What's that?
Like just trying to market stuff, something. It's like the right was selling something like in these shops.
That's it. See, to be honest, it is. It's like, see, TikTok is a great promotional tool. See, because you can build a following like that, you know yourself. Yeah. It's like, see, compared to like Facebook and that, man, you can fucking post videos of yourself wiping your ass after a good shite, and you get like 10k followers and that. It's mad how it works. And see the algorithm, it's like it pushes you to fucking every cunt. I get some cunts and it's like, sorry. It's like you think sometimes it's like, right, it's the videos with the most likes or that, it gets pushed to you, but you go and see some videos, it's got like 10 likes and all that shit, but they're getting put in your FYP and that, so it shows you can still get it out there to like a bigger audience.
I'm ever getting stuck on shitty TikTok sites. Last week I was religious TikTok, and I'm like,
when you were on it?
like I was stuck on the videos, every single video was cunts going on about religion. And I'm like, fuck's sake, my mum used to say, didn't speak about religion, politics or football, and I'm getting a free in 1 week on TikTok. And then I'm like, you end up arguing with people, and then I'm getting told you're a bully, you're a narcissist, you're jealous. You're like, jealous of somebody finding God, okay.
See, to be honest, I'd be jealous of somebody finding God, so I've no fun in
this boy was going on about, God was speaking to him in his ear, and he's going to come down and we have to repent. And I was like, if God's in your ear, mate, you need a fucking tablet for that.
Aye, definitely,
I was fucking blocked for a couple of days because of the comment.
Aye, bullying and harassment, fuck's sake. You need
cancel
guys
culture.
Fucking help and advice.
You must get it at the time with your part, right? Because your part's brilliant.
Aye, I've stopped it, but I've reined it in. I used to see when I first got TikTok, because see that thing where you can reply to the comments with a video? I was my element with that, because it's the only app you can date with. Maybe you could date with other apps now, but at first it was TikTok. So I was like, anybody that was slaughtering me, I was just pounding fuck at them. I was like, this is my niche. This app was made for me, but I just eventually got too strict. Then I ended up losing my account. I had like 30k followers. I know it's not much, but it was my first account, and I had all my stuff on it, but I lost that. So now I'm just having to build it all back up. And because I did a podcast, I use it as a promotional tool. So see if I'm getting the banned, it's not worth a fuck to me. And then having to build, I can't ask for that. So I've just kind of reined it in. Maybe the odd cunt will get it, but if I can date the odd time, I realise that unless you say something totally brutal, which is 90% of my replies, it's like you can get away with it if you date the odd time, but see if you're doing it constant, and it's like, some people just report my video and it's not even the cunt I've slaughtered, it's just somebody doesn't like what I've said to somebody.
I get that all the time, right? You're like, people are like, I don't know about tanning. And there were
tanning?
like people selling tan for their kitchen.
Oh,
that was
tanning?
it. The tan, like self-tanning.
But the Milano tan shit?
I didn't care, like tan, like fake tan.
Right, fake tan.
And they were doing it for their kitchen, and I got like 5 videos on the bounce, and fucking people were tagging everybody for Glasgow in it. I was like, I haven't even seen any of your videos, but I'll go and look at them now, and I looked at them and I'm like, fuck yeah, if you fit into that category, mate, wear the fucking shoe. And I was like, fucking see you and everything, you're a fucking opinionated wee prick. I'm like,
calling you
I'm like, fuck's sake, you're in it selling gear for your kitchen.
I know, fuck's sake, man. I can't take it to heart, mate, definitely.
Dude, social media, it's no real,
It's that, people buy into it too much. You see some people that you get that fucking wee bit of your following and things like TikTok and that, and it goes to their heat. And you're like, right, I might say what you want about me saying this, but right, I deem somebody famous like Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington, somebody that's got a body of work, you can say, right, you're an accomplished famous person.
Somebody you'd actually go pay and see.
See some dick that fucking prances about on a TikTok video and gets so many thousand views. That's no famous. That's no that. There's famous, then there's that, and that's a different. Maybe you're known, but everybody's got a different opinion of what famous is, innit, man? But
I wouldn't pay to see MD off of TikTok.
I'd pay to see them come off TikTok, aye.
Actually, I would. I probably would pay a few of them to stay off, but like things like shows like your YouTube and that, when I come over it, that ain't me the guy who got into fitness after addiction.
But on TikTok,
on yours,
is it the guy, the boxer? Oh, but getting fitness after addiction on my podcast.
Oh no, that was Flip the Mindset in. I'm getting mixed up here. I'm plugging somebody else's.
It builds, know what I mean?
It's just because I never used to watch podcasts, and then as soon as I went on TikTok, a week before I went on TikTok, I seen yours, and I didn't care why I seen it, but it was just come up on YouTube, And I was watching it, and then went on TikTok and seen you're playing the guitar doing your songs. I was like, fuck's sake, everybody's over here. And then just after that, yours was funny, and then everybody else was just like mental health, and I'm like, fuck, Jesus, give something new, And then it kind of got lost in the algorithm, and I come back over you again. I was like, fucking subscribe.
Subscribe, and don't run in it.
But the rest of them is just like, nah, I'll shelf that kind of like 5 minutes. You're like, fast forward 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30. Oh, fucking leave it.
No, see, right, give people their due. There's a lot of people that do like the mental health stuff on TikTok, and their intentions are pure. They're wanting to, they're just using it because they've been through some kind of experience and they want to help people with theirs. But there's a large portion of they cunts that are just choking for the whole. And you can tell who it is. It's they're fucking blatant about what they're doing. It's like, I'd love to name names. I can't remember the names, but I remember faces.
I ken a couple. There's a brand that I used to buy other stuff for, a mental health brand in Face Scotland, and that's what he was doing. Tam, thanks for supporting my brand. I'll send you some free stuff and everything. I'm like, fuck it, do right. I said, but I didn't want free stuff, mate. I'll buy it if I'm supporting your brand. All right, thanks. I'll give you a percentage off. I was like, no, I'll pay full price. Done that. A couple months later, a couple of lasses are messaging, why are you supporting that brand? He's been targeting me and asking me to send this and send that. I'm like, all right, fuck, I didn't ken that. Now his work gear, his gear's turned into work gear, right? It's got bleach and fucking silicone and everything over it.
So what is he, like trying to scam cunts?
Targeting lasses, but the lasses were like, can you know name where that? Ken, obviously, because you'll ken, but he was going to ken when he sees this. It's probably about him.
Definitely, man. But
it was like that today. I didn't ken whether the woman was wanting me to name him or call him out or something, but see the amount of people that message, Tom, could you call this person out? Could you say this? Could you say that? Like, now, before Christmas and that, I would do it. It would be like, you fucking, you're an arsehole and you're doing this and you're doing that. No, I'm like, why do they want me to do that? Are they trying to lose me in my account or something?
That's it, because you need to watch, because it's like fair dues if a couple of people say about somebody, but it's you don't know if somebody's doing it out of spite, if they're like, I don't like that cunt, so, but I know he'll say something about it, or he'll word it in a certain way.
I also, it was like the other week, I was in hospital, and 4 o'clock in the morning, I was just scrolling through TikTok, gets a message, can I call you, please call me? And it was like, what's this about? I need to talk to you. I'm like, nope, that's okay, mate, it's nothing to do with me. I'm like, keep that to yourself, that's your own business. I'm like, fuck, I've got my own problems, don't want to deal with anybody else's.
I know, man, fuck's sake, you'd call you know that shit is like, fucking fair do some people, man, but you're fucking, some cunts are like, but you want to phone me, and once you get the number, it's like, that's you, you've surrendered to it, so you don't know what they're going to say to you.
I've done that once, gave someone a number off of TikTok, and you see for about 3 weeks after, it was just nothing but calls for some number, I'm like, what the fuck is that? And you answer it, I was like, what the fuck is that? Block, and I was like, I'm not hardly ever get that number out because it's a business number. And it's got to be somebody off a fucking TikTok.
So did you put it on your page?
No, the lassie asked for it, so I gave her it. She was like, I can speak to you. So at the start, I was like, all right. I was new to TikTok, and I gave her it. And Mrs. like, didn't give Andy their fucking personal number, give him the business. So I gave her the business number, right? And next thing, fucking phone calls galore. I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh, really,
was like some weird.
It was all just mad heavy deep breathers and all that.
And then somebody phoned and tried to get us a sack for me in company.
Shut up.
I must have wore it in my jacket in a video, and must have googled the company name and that. I think it's a phone call. Hi, I just thought I'd let you know that there's a guy on TikTok called Angry Plumber. I think his name goes by Tam Foster, and he's just saying that he's bringing your company into disrepute. I was like, all right, mate. I was like, Tam is it? Are you sure? Yeah, definitely it's him. He's on there. If you go on, he's bullying people and calling people out and bullying them and stuff like that. I was like, all right. I said, well, I'll go and hear a word with Tam. Hold on a second. And Mike's like, what? So I put it on loudspeaker, but it was at the time I was calling out the big TikTokers, aye. And I was like, somebody's got the clout there to go and look for that fucking phone number. And I could have sworn I thought it was like maybe it was Little Chicken or something, but I was like, better know.
You calling him it?
I called everybody.
What are you calling him it for?
Didn't care.
I just slaughtered them.
I was just like, your fucking songs are shite, mate. I can't believe it. But they were all right, like, but it was just that people like that kind of like grow your account and stuff. So I was like, hey, okay. I was just calling everybody. It was like, that song is terrible. And then somebody says a song about the SNP, and I was like, fuck SNP. So then he started with me, I was like, fuck, this is free game now. Then he going about politics.
Oh, mate, as soon as it's like any kind of thing, let's say like Rangers, politics, the vaccine, fucking, you're opening yourself up for fucking you mention any of them. And I've mentioned all fucking three of them, man, so I know how you feel asking for it.
I do that sometimes, just wind them up, and you get the people, you know nothing. I'm like, I can. I'm just doing that to wind you up.
I know nothing, but it's something in common, mate.
The boys just go on about it. Next is going to be monkeypox, and I'm like, I'm not going to give a fuck what it is, man. It goes all through the 80s and the 90s when viruses were pure rife. We caught everything in the 90s, did we? 2000s. Now we can't catch nothing.
Take a monkeypox now, or anything, fuck's sake, innit?
Fuck, probably sniffed a lot worse than my days when I was younger, like.
I know, we talk about this shit as if it's the most dangerous thing to go into our bodies, man. Go, fuck, if I've survived this far, I doubt a shitey TV virus has got it.
In Dundee about 10 years ago, they were actually marking their own pills with anything and calling them bubbles or 2CIs.
Oh, because back when that bubbles came out, there was a lot of cunts in Dundee killing themselves.
It was first just swallowing them, like, and now there's the same people complaining about taking a fucking vaccine. I'm like, you're cheeky bastards.
Cunts want to get their priorities right, innit?
Sniffing them in the kitchen when their parents are getting lullabies in their bedrooms. That was
lullabies like fucking the book's read in like 1 minute because the cunts pure charging it.
We went to a party one night, and that's what the woman was like. She had people babysitting her kids, and she's lived on the bottom floor flat, and she's like, all right, just come in and go straight in the living room, guys, and my bairn's in the bedroom sleeping. And I was like, all right, but we were taking ease in that back then, and we were like, where's the ease? She goes, in the bedroom with the bairn. I'm like, what? You got fucking tablets in the bedroom with your bairn? Fuck this shit. She goes, no, you're going neighbour, I've locked the door. I'm like, fucking jump out your windy, pal. No, stay, I'll go and get them. We went through to the bedroom, and there's babysitters sniffing ease while they're sitting fucking giving the bairn a lullaby. Aye.
What the fuck?
I'm like, fuck this, I'm off.
That's seedy as fuck.
Went through the living room, there's some guy kind of the usual with his tap off there.
Gunning with fuck.
I'm like, fuck this, jump out the window. So Foro jumped out and ran away. She's like, did you come back to
did
my
you
house
jump?
again? Yeah, I was on the first flare, like ground flare, aye.
Oh, right. I thought you fucking jumped for like 3 up or something. I was going to say, that's a bit of fucking daredevil.
That's how I'm short, aye.
I used to be 6 foot before you
my
made
arse
that
fell
jump.
through my jeans. that was the song, like, the lassie was a pure nutter.
Oh, was she? Aye, was that the last you seen of her?
No, it was my mate was seen her, like, but she
it was somebody was seeing her? Fuck's sake, man.
I was like, fucking never seen her after that. She threatened to stab me in my sleep and everything.
Oh, really? Aye, fuck's sake, man. At least you don't hope you don't wake us up, then, fuck's sake.
Fuck, she did. I was me and my ex, and another lassie was on the other side sleeping, and she was like, hey, what you doing fucking in a threesome in my fucking lad's house? I'm like, I'm not in a threesome. Yeah, no, wish I was. You go to fucking sleep, I'm slitting your throat. I was like, fuck off, right?
Fuck's sake, man. Sounds like great company, this
she was. I was like, mate, you better stop pumping her. I'm no your mate anywhere.
You better turn gay, mate.
Fucking wish she was. Fucking, she was a pure nightmare.
Aye, fuck. At least you've seen the back of her, eh?
Oh. You didn't have to get them back then. You'd probably get a lot worse.
You still get them now. It's only, see, I think you had just as many back then, if no less, but now, see, you get social media, you can see it. You've a lot more access to the information and the dramas of people's lives.
And that's like, my mates, he's constantly going on about, I need to get myself a bird and a bear and tam. I'm like, well, you need to leave your fucking house and go and see them, or get yourself on a dating site. I can, but when I go on that Facebook, man, I see them, I'm having Weetabix and strawberries for my breakfast. He's like, fuck that shit. What if I go and far out there? It's over Facebook. I'm like, well, you're never going to get a bird because every bird uses it.
I know. It just depends on the circumstance. There's some birds that wouldn't. Depends on, you get some. What was it the other day, man? I find myself, I try and get up in the morning and no go into like social media for like at least an hour. I give myself that wee bit of freedom, it. But the other day, I caught myself. I was in work. I was just sitting chilling, and then I'd give myself the wee hour, and I went onto like Facebook and that. And within about 2 seconds, it was like a full. See one of the mad paragraphs. You just see read more, and you click it, and then it just doubles, triples. It goes right by
Constantly
the bottom of your phone,
scrolling.
and you're like, it's a fucking essay, and then it's just some cunt's drama. But you can't help reading it.
Nah.
You're reading it, and you're like, fucking, why am I reading this shit? And
This
you're
is
like,
going to get better. It's going to get
it's
better.
compelling. You're like, right, where's this leading? It's like a fucking novel at times. But you read it and you feel yourself, you get emotionally invested, and then you start taking, fucking X-Man is a prick, man, fucking. And you're reading it, then you're looking at the comments, because
got a picture of him.
the X-Man's man's fucking got a fucking 50 pence word in, and it's now before you know it, you're like, whoa, man, it's like you're pure fucked, man. It's
See the boy in the tuna, he's a fucking dick. See what he done to his missus.
I know, it's fucking pure fish fry's tail.
How long have you been on TikTok for then?
About 2 years, mate. I was a late comer to TikTok. I started all my posts on social media right at the fucking start of lockdown. That's right when I started doing it. But I was just on Facebook, Instagram as well, and people were saying, get into TikTok, and I get into TikTok, and I tried downloading it, and I was just like, nah, and just went that back off it. Then I see that Nathan Evans, the guy that done that Weller Mansion. That cunt.
Oh.
I seen it like in the news that he get like a free album deal, and it was after like posting these videos on TikTok. So I was like, if he's getting a free album deal off TikTok, I'm getting into TikTok. And then that's why I just went on that and started slaughtering cunts and fucking, and it just, my following just pure grew. And see, when I get recognised by people nowadays, the majority is off TikTok. So now, and I realise how valuable as a promotional tool TikTok is. So that's what I tell any cunt now, go into TikTok, man. What about yourself? How did you get into it?
I used to do rants in my van on Facebook, just like download them off of Snapchat. And people would be like, put them on Facebook, they're fucking hilarious. But I only done it, like 20 people would watch them. And then I was like, I need to come off of Facebook, because you were getting up in the morning, going on Facebook, going to work, and you were still on Facebook. People were messaging, you were still on Facebook. And then just people were like, I'm going to delete Facebook and I'll try this TikTok thing, And I put the videos up, and people were like, that's fucking hilarious. I can't believe you're ranting in your van, you poor sado. And I'm like, fucking, what do you think you're talking at? So I just kept doing it, But then I started that late. You seen other people, I was like, how the fuck have their people got like 1 million? I said, this stuff's dry as fuck.
I know.
I didn't think anybody does patter better than the Scottish. I see like English humour and stuff.
They've not got a sense of humour, like
no, my wife's English. My wife's English, and
sorry.
what I find funny is she's like that. And what she finds funny, I'm like, you sarcastic bastards. The other though, just got dry humour, I hope I'm not going to lose any English followers, but your humour's terrible.
Whereabouts in England's your wife?
Chester.
See, obviously, you get quite a strong accent. How the fuck did you
Still barriers there, right?
How did you manage to have a conversation when you first met?
Drink and coke. She She's never done any of that, but when we first met, I was like, I'll buy you a drink, but I didn't like you, so I'll just leave you. And she's like, you fucking wee arsehole.
Did you say that to your wife?
So I bought her mates drinks and left the boozer,
Fuck off.
She ended up following us.
Did she,
She's like, you're an arrogant, self-centered bastard. I was like, nah, I'm no. And it was like, well, you want to come up the road with us? Can I get a kiss? And I worked.
Fuck off, did it,
And I had to leave the nightclub to go to Edinburgh to my mate. He used to have a house here, there. And then she was like, where are you going? I was like, what have my mates in Edinburgh? Well, I can't believe it, you're leaving. Jumped in his Range Rover, and then didn't even get out of Dundee, and I got stopped for the post for drugs. We only had weed on with, so we fucking legged it. I was like, fucking leg it back to my house. And then in the morning, she was at my cousin's house. And I'm like, right, Mum, I'm going to walk for a run. Had this poor second-hand running gear on. At 10, I was running past my cousin's house. Are you coming out? I'm just going for my weekly run. Like, sweat this hangover out. She goes, you're going for an air run. Your cousin's told me about you. I'm like, all right, thanks for that, cousin.
You tried that, sure?
Then that's it. End up going to Ibiza, taking a load of E's and asking her to marry us.
Shut up. How long after this did this happen?
About a year and a half, 2
So
years.
a year and a half, so that was quite quick then?
Quick, mate. I was still shagging two of my exes when I was weird.
Fuck
At
off.
the start,
Really? Aye, fuck's sake. Did she know that?
She cares.
I was going to say, man, fucking,
She just
not the
gets
best
them.
time to find out on a fucking podcast.
It was kind of, we were only seeing each other at the start, and I woke up in hospital after an operation. I just come to, and I was like, can you sense there's somebody in your room?
Aye.
There's old mess, and there's the three of them, they're at the bottom of the bed. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, your missus and your two exes.
Two exes,
When you're in hospital, you woke up and they're sitting in the bottom of
Right
the
at
bed.
the bottom of the bed,
Fuck off.
One sat there, she was quite, she must have been about 4 foot, 5 foot. big tits, but she was the comedy. Like she was supported Celtic, went to other games. She was like a guy. Going with her, you'd wake up in the morning and be like, hair extensions in your hand, fake tanner over your fag ash and stink of beer. It was like shagging a guy, And then the other end was just like, well, I went with her, I was younger, so she was a nut job. And they were just three started arguing. I'm like, whoa, here. Right, I ken what I've done. I said, but you can't be embarrassing me like this. I'm in the hospital, so talk it outside and I'll see to you when I get out. A couple of days later, I got out and the missus is like, we weren't really seeing each other. And everything. She said, well, what's happening here? I goes, they two are ditched, man. I can't be dealing with this embarrassment anymore, right?
Did you manage to turn that around?
Turned it into a win, like. Stuck with you ever since.
Fucking just, how long ago have you been where now?
Oh, fuck. 15 years, I think.
Fuck's sake, so it was that long ago? Good stuff, man.
I was young, I had hair and everything. I didn't rant much back then.
I knew you're a point, you're like, right, I'm bald now, I can't.
She used to work in Greece, I worked in Ibiza DJing. And our first year, Parody, and I was like, all right, you go to Greece, I'll go to Ibiza. I was there for 2 weeks. End up DJing the last 3 days, and I was like, I can't wait, go to Cafe Mambo. So it was like 3 guys on ease and everything. I'm sitting there on the sand, like, this is so special. I need to get to the internet cafe. Went to the internet cafe and on Bebo, I was like, will you marry me? But I thought it was in a private message. I was on the
so you
page.
Posted on a wall? Fuck off. So you've ended up for Eckies at Ibiza in an internet cafe to propose your birthday at Bebo? That's fucking amazing.
And my mum's like that in the morning, came phone, what the fuck, have you got something to tell me? I'm like, no, how what? She goes, what did you do last night? You've done something, have you? I'm like, Mum, I've not done fucking anything. She goes, you fucking have, you're not telling me something. I'm like, alright, what? And it's like, damn, you proposed to that lassie last night. I was like, good then. You pulled up a fucking Bebo page. I used to think I was a wee casual, came with all the Stone Island and everything, and I'm like, going through. I'm like, alright. Great night at Cafe Mambo. Was like, hey gorgeous, really missing you. How about we just get engaged and get married? I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Fucking come down hitting you right as soon as you read that.
It was like, fuck, how many days have we got left of this holiday? It was 4, right?
Need to extend them.
Fuck, when we got back, went to the airport, I walked past her, didn't even recognise her.
Shut up, really?
She was just like, she was obviously changed because she was on holiday, brown and everything. So I just fucking walked past her. She goes, where the fuck are you going? I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't even recognise you there. You asked me to marry you and you can't even remember what I looked like.
Fucking hell. So what, did she say aye? Did she wait?
Oh, she phoned I and said
I thought she phoned and said if she did it back at Airbnb, it'd be like a pure Facebook marriage, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's any of them things, isn't it? I hate seeing that on Facebook when people are, I'm so in love with him, I've only kept him for a week, it's my baby's new dad.
My baby's fifth dad, fuck's sake.
Fuck it. Last bit of roll paper or something,
Aye, it's a fucking, honestly, it's a mad thing, see. Obviously with the social media, do you find this has provided you with like opportunities and that? See for your business and that kind of stuff? No. Nah, so it's nobody ever going like, I like your stuff, what, I come fix my sink or something like that?
For free. Most people, see what I've noticed for going on TikTok, see if anybody, if they've got mental health, if they've got cancer, heart disease, stroke, anything, if they put on TikTok, I'm needing a bathroom done, Angry Plumber or Fraser Ho or whatever the other plumbers are, could you help this family? And I'm like, this is a fucking business. I do my charity stuff, like I do it for the elderly and disabled. I'll do free stuff, but no for just anybody. Like, I didn't even ken the person. The woman's like, could you come to Glasgow? Could you come to Edinburgh? Could you come to Ayr? I'm like, fuck's sake, pal. Well, I'm meant to get there. 1, petrol, 2, the equipment, 3, the materials. But we could put you up till you finish the job. I'm like, nah, sorry mate, it's too far for me, fuck, you said you'd help anybody.
Fucking start trying to play that gear when you man the bastards.
Or it's, you helped that charity, or you helped that person, could you do this? And I'm like, nah, I said, it's time consuming, I've got to make money in between that to pay the bills.
That's it, man, you want to be a fucking business if you
you're not a very nice fucking person then, are you?
See, that, and it's like you're thinking, what does that make you then, mate? Does it not? I mean, if you're fucking sitting saying that to me.
It's like when remember you're doing that panel thing?
Aye, the Bams to the Slaughter.
I was trying to get through for that, but I bet if you gave people 5 tickets for free, and they say to their mates, we've got 5 tickets here for free, they'd be like, we want tickets. You must get stuff like that at the time people want freebies.
Well, see, I don't get it as bad, probably because I don't have fuck up. I think countries just think they're parent because I slaughter them, you know what I mean? I did see for the Bams to the Slaughter, I did give a few free tickets away to let see Sonny Govan because they were doing like competitions. I'm happy to do that, you know what I mean? Because well, it is. It's like I'm still going. It's not as if it's going to put me in the minus. I cut a ticket.
You bringing that back, like?
What?
You going to be doing that again?
I think we are, but see the venue we done it in, we've basically been told, don't come back to
Is that
that.
because of the guns and everything?
Aye, the guns, then it's because we get, just as well, I was planning to get gunged on the stage, just as well whenever, because we get gunged at the back, and we had to get a fucking, what's it called?
Power washer.
Power washer. We had to hire a cunt to come down and fucking spray it off. But I end up descending into fucking bedlam, which was expected, but a wee guy ended up paralytic and they had to get the fucking paramedics in to get him out and all that shit. Then I think 2 lasses end up rolling about outside after it, so they just went like that, nah, not having it again. They did the rest in that in there because it's a family friendly show, but that was the false selling point of this show, like, it's going to be mayhem.
Yeah.
But it was, see, to be honest, because it's an old working man's club, it's full of the old working mans that are kind of dickish and everything because
They're
they're
not happy
older.
when there's a woman there.
What's that?
They're not even happy when there's a woman there.
Exactly, man, exactly. I think it was too many birds for them, know what I mean? But I was just like that and all that. But the only thing was, I think we got a good deal with the price of the place, but I think we definitely do it again. It's right now, Ravy's obviously doing his wrestling and that kind of thing. And it's one of the things, it'd be good, probably less is more it, rather than try to do it every month for every cut a month. It's a lot of planning, isn't it? But once it comes around, I think we can build more hype and people be like, oh fuck, I missed that last time.
Actually,
I'll go.
it sounded good, because I was like, I was going to try and get through for it, but Dundee to Glasgow's a nightmare.
Well, saying that, we were actually in talks with a venue in Dundee about doing it in there, but I don't know what happened. It was Ravy that was dealing with it, so I don't know. It was looking like there was this. I don't even know the name of the venue or the name of the guy that he was dealing with it all, but I think it must have fell through because I never.
That'd do well in Dundee too.
What?
That'd do well in Dundee too.
I can see his thing as with Dundee as well. It's just, I think, see if somebody was to hire the show and they said, right, we can sell the tickets, just use bring the show.
Yeah.
That would be ideal, but see us try to sell the tickets. It's like
Yeah.
Dundee. I don't know what the fan base is like in Dundee for us, and it's like, would we need to go to Dundee to promote it and fly it? It is. It's a lot of back and forward to. It's a big chance to take because
If it doesn't work,
we're fucking based in Glasgow,
Yeah.
so a lot of our things in Glasgow now. But it's always an option.
Well, I'd definitely be a song up.
Aye,
watching that,
definitely.
like.
Aye, we'll give you a shout the next one. No, I mean, sure, you could fling in a few free tickets. No, I mean, you could,
Fine, man. I like see when somebody's doing something good. I would support it.
aye, that's it. It was only a tenner a ticket, and for what we were providing, we were going to do the show and you had a DJ on after it, so you get good bang for your
Yeah.
buck. But unfortunately, the show get cut short because of everything that happened, man. Which was a cunt, man. But I fucking end up back in here anyway, fucking sniffing gear and that shit, man. So I still managed to have a party after it. But so what about yourself? See, like, do you ever consider like doing stand up or anything like that kind of stuff? Is
Nah,
that never
a few
interested you?
people said that. There was a guy, Dillygaff or something. Boy, do I like I give a fuck. Some Australian boy.
Right.
And his mate was following me and he's like, oh, Tam, this guy's interested in you coming watching his show. And I was like, all right, cool. He said, we'll get you the full VIP treatment. You ever thought of doing stand up? I was like, mate, I just ran as a day with odd DJ, and used to be a DJ, so I was like, I do that. I said, but nah, I couldn't stand in front of a crowd like you guys. And
No interest, you know?
Nah, probably it does, but I'd probably be like, I'd have it caught in the headlights.
You think that? No, I mean, you think that is? It's see, obviously, when you DJ, do you get the buzz for being in front of a crowd then? So do you get the buzz for it? You don't like
You
get
just get
stage
that
fright?
nervous anxiety before it, and then like I used to work for GBD Services here in Glasgow, and the boy Gordon Farkas was like, right, Tav, if you're having a drink, hey, 3 maximum. He said anything after that, you'll start fucking up,
talking about DJing?
and DJing and that. And I was like, all right, cool. So I tried DJing without the 3 pints, and I was like,
Oh, nerves.
just fucking stuttering. I probably stuttered a few times in here, and after 3 pints, I was just confidence was like boom. But then I tried one night after Ibiza on Christmas Day, DJing in a pub. My boss phoned me, he's like, Tom, could you DJ for the night in the pub? I was like, mate, I've had a few drinks, I'm steaming. It's alright, you'll be fine, man. I've watched you before when you're drunk, you'll be alright. I still had that Ibiza mentality in my head, Christmas Day, I'm like to people, get your rat out and everything.
Fuck off.
And I blew the speakers in the pub.
Oh,
and everything,
you're joking, man.
The boy phoned my boss. He's like, you better come down here and get that wee dick. He's blowing my speakers and he's telling people to get their rats out and everything. That was it. I stopped. I got punted for there.
Oh, so were you working for this company as a DJ? Oh, right, aye. So long we done that for?
I've been DJing since I was 16,
Did you, aye? Do you still do it?
Nah, I stopped about 5 years ago after my brother died because he was a bouncer. And I used to just practically DJ while he was working, so I'd give him a lift or I'd be working the same nights as him, so I'd pick him up and drop him
Right,
off
so
at
it
it.
worked for the 2 years?
And then after he died, I was just like, you had that Colours Fest, and they were paying well, they wouldn't paying the DJs, but they were giving the DJs tickets and giving them a slot. So all these boozers and all the nightclubs were full of £50 DJs. You couldn't make money. So I was like, fuck that, just leave it.
Aye, just to cost more money than it's worth. It's a young man's game, I suppose, unless you start getting your residency.
But then you get these young guys going out with their birds, and they've got their bird standing next to them DJing, and I'm like,
birds dancing so nobody comes near their man, innit? Man, I've seen it a few times in the pubs and that, man. You're like, fucking hell, you should have left on
used to
this.
attack his missus with mine, and she'd be like, what the fuck is that lassie coming up the 5th time for? I'm like, well, that's your Joe, buddy.
That's the last thing, at least if you get like your tunes in one ear, is that why the DJs wear the fucking headphone in one ear so you can listen to their missus in the other ear?
Fucking must be, like, because remember I used to like that to me, it was a New Year, and I was like, you come to see us play the night. She goes, you didn't like me coming and that. I goes, well, it's New Year, right? It's like New Year's Eve, bring the mates and everything. Fuck, that was the worst nightclub ever. There was only like 5 people in, and it was the 5 people that I brought.
What's that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck,
this is commission for that?
Fuck, I struggled to get a wage. And that was the worst night ever. But after that, it was just, the scene was just completely different. Unless you come to Glasgow, Glasgow's a more vibrant nightlife than Dundee. Dundee's only got 2 nightclubs.
Aye, Fat Sam's and what's the other one?
The fucking Duck Slatteries.
The Duck Slatteries?
You remember Jumpin' Jack's nightclub?
Right, in Dundee?
There used to be one in Glasgow and that as well, I think.
I mind the name, I never used to, I'm not really a fucking big night.
I was like Coyote Ugly, came where they stood on the bar and danced and everything.
I remember the name, but I've never been to it.
And that was a shithole. Like.
Aye, good place then.
All these 50-year-old women and fucking 20-year-old guys just sitting there. I was like a total opposite, kind of. There was no young lasses, it was old lasses and young guys. Well, I couldn't get anywhere else, would go here, and there was like picnic benches, and they'd all be standing on dancing to YMCA and Shawadi Wadi and everything. I'm like,
is it that kind of place, man? That's what you fucking came to, innit, man?
Wipe your feet on the way out. That was terrible.
So what kind of music was it you kind of used to play?
Just commercial and funky house, eh?
Oh, is it? Aye, did you ever take a stab at making your own stuff for that?
Nah.
No interest, you know?
It does, but I've got a short attention span, and I even struggle to DJ I'm not DJ for 5 years, but I'm DJing at some charity night for another TikTok night for another DJ, and I'm like, I'm going to get some practice in here. It'll be terrible, eh?
Sharpen the tools. See, what I find is that it's like muscle memory. It's like go to the gym and that, like no matter how long you've been off it, see, once you get yourself back in the groove of things, it comes back a lot quicker than you think.
Hope so. But that'll be one shitty night for them, mate.
Fucking better, man. But it should be a good one. But I see with you talk about the 3 pints max thing and thing like that, and see with the stand up. I think like, a wee pint in that does help you. It gives you like the kind of loosens you up a bit. But see if you go too deep, man, I've done it before and I've just ended up going fucking, because I've done it a few times, but I never get the buzz with the stand up as I do with anything else I do. That's why I'm not stuck it. I just seen me. I could think of funny jokes, but then I'm like, is this funny? Then I try and make it too funny, and before I know it, I'm like, where's the fucking joke? And I just overthink it. And I remember one night I was like, I ended up fucking getting a bit too sloshed and seeing up and just doing it. I listened to it back and it was like, fucking, you lose your sharpness and all that kind of stuff. See, for the comedy, I think you should definitely give it a try, see if it does tickle your fancy. But if it's for people that are really passionate about it, kind of thing, because it takes a lot.
Social media has brought out a total different new type style of comedians, is it? Kind of, you've got like Gary Foles, yourself, Ravy Davey, Grado. A couple of he was the kind of comedian before it, was he? Social media. Grado. Aye,
well, because that's how he managed to like get himself such a big following, because he was posting a lot of funny videos. Let's see, you ever heard of the Bad Boy Chiller Crew? Look at them; they get massive after videos.
Karen, like how come some of their stuff? I'm like, I didn't get that. Aye. But I think there's only one guy in that whole crew that's the funniest, kind of the wee chunky guy.
Aye,
just to be like Asian and like a jipper and
with the big fat guy. Aye, he's fucking hilarious. That cunt. I don't know if I'm assuming. I think there's one that's see with their music. The main guy. He's got kind of blonde fair hair. I think he's like the kind of main guy. But they've done well, and it's like that's how I stick to doing like my sketches and try and do funny videos and all that shit. Cause I do that because I enjoy it. But a lot of that's the day so my other shit can get their eyes on it.
That's it, because I never noticed how many like links you had in your link tree, when I clicked on it. Because I thought I'd subscribed to your YouTube channel, and I come up, it was like, 50 music. Right, I'll go through them. I
can see with my YouTube channel, I've started like making wee playlists and that, because it's 50 music and there's like 5 tunes on it, and it's all fucking sketches and shit. So some cunt must be like, what the fuck?
See, that's what I didn't get though. Like Scotland, I preach that we'll support each other, but see something like that, that should be grown, because we're meant to support each other.
That's it, mate. See, I feel I'm going to get my day one day. I think I'm just in the building process now, because that's why I see I've got my YouTube channel with basically all my main things that I've done, because if I ever do get to a point where I get a lot of eyes on me, then I've got a full back catalogue they can look through. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why I'm just building it now. That's the way it is.
Actually, there's other comedians on TikTok I've followed, and I'm like, they're Scottish, but there's like their English humour, and like,
they're trying to it's like, I listen to fucking Scottish rappers, and there's a lot of them that rap in an English accent, and it kills me when I hear it's like a Scottish guy. I wonder how he'll be, and I just hear the English accent, and it's like a bit in my brain just switches off, and I can't listen to it.
It's like Scottish rap's a different genre to the other rap, right? Because it's thighs, the hand movements, and it's the same style. They've got their phone in their hand and reading the lyrics. And I'm like,
that's another thing as well. It's a new thing, because there's big rappers that do that shit, that read the phone. Like, obviously, they must be busy in that, and they can't memorise the lyrics. But I don't know. I can't do that. See, when I'm doing like rap tunes and that, I can't read off it. I'm more likely to fuck up if I'm reading off it than as if I memorise it.
Oh, I'm terrible at reading. I'll end up saying a different style or something, a different story.
I know. And plus as well, see if you're reading, you've got. But see if you're reading line by line, you've got about fucking 15, 20 lines in front of you, so you're seeing them all, so you're basically trying to find the one you're reading. I would just fuck it up. I'm just better at memorising. I've got a few wee techniques like try to...
Is that what you're into, rap like?
Well, I'm into making music, but I've started deviating towards the rap side kind of thing, because I've had a few Scottish rappers on this, and I'm just trying to bump all their fans. But fucking... because I'm doing the podcast, I'm doing my sketches, I'm working on that. See, try to write a tune. It's a guitar. I've started playing that. That's where I started doing the fucking tunes and all that. See, try to sit down with a guitar and write a tune. You can't just go right, I'll sit down tonight for an hour and I'll write a tune. You could do it, but it's to write your best shit, you need to be consistently doing it. And I wasn't finding the time for it. And I was just starting, when I was writing, it was just starting to sound the same, and I was just losing interest in it. Then I just ended up getting the rap shit I try, and I'm enjoying it so much more. I can do it when I can be walking about at work with my headphones in, writing lyrics and doing shit, or working on tunes. I don't need to be setting aside time to do it.
The songs, like the comedian songs, are quite big, are they? Kind of like you see the comedians that they're actually just doing their songs with like that Dilligaff guy. That's what he does. He just plays.
I need to
guitar.
check him out. I see you've probably said him. I probably about have fucking know who he is.
Oh, I didn't even care why he was until the guy mentioned his name, but I can't even remember his name. But I remember that Dilligaff. Do I look like I give a fuck?
Do I look like I give a fuck? See, that's the thing is, let's say, is it TikTok that guy's big on?
No, he's been big for years.
Is he? I've probably heard him. Do I look like I give a fuck?
There's loads of them. There's like Parody and stuff that play the guitar and the songs and that.
There's a lot. Billy Connolly used to do it. It was a banjo he done it on, but it's always been like a pure stable or like doing tune. When I was away, I'd memorised Billy Connolly. You ever heard he does George Michael's "You've Got to Have Faith"? And he does. He had to masturbate about when they get caught in the toilets to fucking try to batter into fucking cut the polis. That was one of the first tunes I ever learned. Like, as away, and I used to sing that. I heard that. I don't know. I ended up with this tape. I was away, and it was that song goes. It was a fucking tape. And I put it on, and I didn't know it was Billy Connolly. I just heard this cunt singing this tune, and I memorised it word for word. And I used to sing it, and I'd be like my fucking.
Age were you?
I was young. I was maybe about 8 or something. I was away. I was a child. I was like fucking in primary, and like my pals, moms and dads were like, get me in the living room. Like, go do that song again, and I'd date in front of them all and all that shit, man. They'd be howling.
Is that what age this kind of started? Like you took the
I've always been into kind of music. See, like when I was like fucking a teenager and that, I got into like PC DJing. You ever heard of that? I see all that Gary McEff and all that. I was into that, but. So you do that in a computer, and I was kind of alright at that, but I never had a computer in my house. My mum was a single wall, working fucking the two ends, so I didn't have a computer, so I could only do it if I was in my pal's house. So
I was the same, mate.
So it was only every so often. You couldn't sit and get good at it. I was alright at it. I kind of took to it, and one of the ones I just kind of take. I've took to music quite well.
Yep.
But with that, you need to put in the time in that, and then obviously I was fucking 14, 15, so I was wanting to go and get mad with it, and also I was a teenager before I was anything else. Yep. Then I get the jail, fucking when I was like 17, then I end up fucking playing the guitar in there. I got into Oasis and all that kind of guitar music. And I just eventually, when I got out a few years later, I bumped into a few boys in a band, and I end up just starting to write tunes, my own tunes. And that's when I get the real bug for it. And since then, I've always been writing tunes for about 6 or 7 years, on and off. But and I just started doing the parodies. I've always been able to see the
The parodies are hilarious.
See, I've always been able to do it. See, I've been mad with it. I've always been able to sing different words to a tune and make it sound funny.
Is that how the comedian started? Like, see when you're on Night Suit slaughtering people, did somebody say, "Oh, here, you should be doing this as a"?
No, they couldn't ever tell me to do it.
No.
No, because cunts didn't like getting slaughtered. I've always just, I say I've always slaughtered cunts. My dad fucking slaughters every cunt, right? So obviously I've grown up getting slaughtered off him, my sister and that. So to me it's normal. So when I end up palling with somebody, I slaughter them. So that's the way I've always been. But it's like, Mary, I'm not doing it to bring anything down. I'm doing it because
Just
I've got a bond, a connection with him. So that's just the way I communicate. But I used to do it and all like fucking when I was like 16. That I'd get a rap tune, I'd change all the words and make it a bit anarchy. I used to think about me just slaughtering them and all that.
Okay.
Cunts used to love it. So I've always had a knack for it. Then I just started, I'd done that fucking, very start of lockdown, I wrote like a mad Jerry Cinnamon parody tune, I'm on a bender, and I ended up just recording it and posting it, and a lot of cunts shared it, it done quite well, because it was the first thing I'd ever posted, and I just started doing that, I just started changing the lyrics to tunes, and cunts were loving it. Then I just started doing sketches, then, because I was into making like serious music, but I'd fell away from it for so long, then that's when I just started getting back into it. I was like, well, I'll mix it up a bit because I don't like doing the same thing all the time. I like to change it up. Then I feel like I've kind of evolved and now I'm doing fucking kind of rap shit and that, man. But I'm feeling the rap. A lot of people are feeling the rap when they do my other songs. So see how it goes, man.
I'll attack as that one person to see some certain video.
That's it. And plus as well, see with the rap thing, I feel as if I bring something different because I can sing. I've got a guitar. I can bring and I can produce it to a degree. So I feel as if I'm bringing a different blend to it. So
eclectic.
That's it, mate. I wish I knew what that meant.
I think it just means colourful.
Aye, mate, it can mean that.
I've heard so many people say it.
Oh, no, mate.
Word of the day.
No, it's nothing worse even you say a word, you know how to use it, but you don't know its definition, and somebody calls you out in it.
I've heard a few people saying that, like eclectic or a song about music, and I was stuck in my head.
You just know how to use it.
It's eclectic for everything.
I'll need to see when I sit and read books. I sit with a book and a dictionary. So see if I see birds. Words.
That's a porno,
if I see
mate.
birds it's a good book. But if I see a word, I maybe black off. What's that word? And I'll go and dictionary it up. I've read that Mike Tyson book. He done it in the jail, and I was just like, I'm going to do that.
I started that, but like I said, I tried to read that. I tried to read the Ted Bundy book. I tried to read the Paul Weather book, and then the Gangs of Dundee book. And I was just like, this is getting.
That's a fucking mad mixture. Mike
Thing,
Tyson, Ted Bundy, Paul Weller, and the Gangs of Dundee.
My mate got us a mic. I was around in the hospital, and he's like, oh fuck, you got anything to watch or that? I was like, no. He's like, I'll give you my books to read. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't read, mate. I can read, but I just can't tack it in. I've got to read song 4 or 5 times. Well, and I was just shite.
See what you should try, because I loved reading. I used to read when I was away, and obviously I done it in the jail and that, man. But it's like, see what I do now, I just read 20 pages a day. So 20 pages doesn't take you long, 10, 20 minutes. And you don't get to that. See, sometimes if I'm just constantly reading, I just go like, fuck off and throw to fuck. See, with the 20 pages you're reading, you're getting enough of the book. See, if you do like 20, I think if you read 20 pages a day, you've read like 5 books a year or something. My maths might be off. I think it's like 10 books.
Depending on the book.
Aye, depending on the book. But with 20 pages a day, it's no long enough where it becomes a chore. So see, what I do, I just sometimes put a book in the toilet. So see, when I go for a shite, I'll leave my phone and I'll pick up a book. Then you've got no option, and when you're reading, it relaxes you, so it makes the shite much more enjoyable.
You do again sitting on the toilet for more than 5 minutes. It's dangerous for you.
Is it? How?
Your arse could actually fly out.
Shut up.
I'm telling you.
Mate, I sit in the toilet for like half an hour.
That's dangerous for you. Aye.
How can your arse fall out?
Like your sphincter or something. Aye.
Is that real?
The doctor says to me when I was in hospital.
The doctor said that to you?
I used to sit on the toilet at the time with my phone, with like my computer. Can I used to get wee fucking PS?
Sometimes I take longer than 5 minutes to do a shite.
I know, if you're on the toilet for a length of time, it's dangerous. Like,
so what if you're still doing a shite?
I think it's if you're still in motion, but it's the actual because you're sat down and everything's
Is this actually happened to cunts? Their asses fell out?
So the specialist says, and I googled it. It comes up. Aye.
Fucking hell!
I was like, I'm staying off of Google now. Aye, that's enough
That'll
Google.
be right, man. Fuck's sake, I'm never half that.
That's when you're getting the shit.
Oh, what the fuck? But what if I do a shite storing up?
Well, that's an idiot now.
Aye, because I was going to ask him. Do you mind talking about all
Nah,
this? So is it? I've seen you online. You've got cancer.
Bowel and colon cancer.
Right, fucking hell. So when did you get diagnosed?
I was born with it. It's inherited. So my mum had it. My mum had it. Her mum had it. Her brother had it. My cousin had it. So everybody who looks like me practically in my family
Right.
has got it.
Fucking
So
hell.
you could tell like certain amount of genes. But
So see, what you born, was it like the doctor's like, he's got cancer, or did it take to
Nah.
a certain age before it started kind of growing, or like?
because if just say like my mum had 2 kids, there's a 1 in 2 chance either I'd have it or my brother.
Right.
So my mum always says either you or your brother's going to have this. So she treated it as if both of us had it.
Oh, for
So
fuck's sake,
it
man.
doesn't hit you till you're in your teens. So at 12, I was getting ready to join the cadets. So I was in the cadets, and we went for a test. And the boys like, "Oh, you need to come in on Sunday. We're going to give you the operation on the Monday." I was like, "Fuck, I'm going away for the weekend. I want to go for the weekend." So I had to go away. Went away with the cadets and the TA. Come back, went into the hospital, and the boys like, "Oh, you've got the gene." I was like, "Fuck, always known I've had the gene because it's a double of my mum." And he's like, "All right, you got any questions? There's a social worker and there's a counsellor." I was like, "No, it was upset my mum more than it did me, But perfect, that would be fine." And then 16 years later, I was back.
Oh, really? Aye.
Just in and out.
So
just
is it been a
constantly.
constant? Is it still a constant for you?
And I'm alright with me. I see if anything happens with me health wise, I'm fine, but they've passed on to my daughters now.
Oh, so if your daughter's been diagnosed with it as well, have they? Fucking hell, man.
But we didn't kind of, because they hit puberty early, that obviously started early, right? So
Oh,
the doctors are like, but I'll be alright. It doesn't stop you doing anything. Obviously, if you have an operation, I had to join the parachute regiment, and I went away doing, the last that I was with at the time fucked off on holiday with our parents who hated me. So I was like, fuck you, I want to join the army. And the parachute regiment were in Dundee just giving out a free weekend. Oh, there's your train fare and money. And a weekend doing an Aldershot. I was like, alright, cool. Didn't even ken what the parachute regiment was. I didn't ken how elite it was to get in. Well, fuck it. But I was quite fit back then.
Aye.
Went down and the boys like, right, so what we'll do this weekend, we'll do all the fitness and then we'll do some psych stuff. Went into this fucking room and the boys like, right, we'll give you a medical. He's like, what's your medical number? Gave him that and stuff. And he was like, all right, okay, we'll speak to you. Went around. He's like, well, you've been marked up on your buzz. Your white blood levels and the white cell levels are high. He said, we can't really intake you just now. He said, you need to go back and see what's happening here. I was like, I could tell you, mate. I said, I've got an inherited form of this. He's like, all right. He said, when was your operation? I was like, when I was 12. He said, right, if you could try and join back when you're 7, he said, 5 years after your scars healed. And then when I came home, the boy sent out the meal prep stuff and kind of like a fitness plan. But when I went to the hospital, they were like, nah, you're going to be in here every year. He says, you're joining the army.
Oh,
I was
right,
like,
aye.
fucking bummer. That's the only thing that's ever stopped me doing, And then you had people, well, you can't do this because you got that. You can't do this because you got that. I was like, that's what gets annoying me. As soon as somebody tells you can't do something, you're like, I'm fucking going to do that to prove you're wrong.
Aye. That underdog mentality, innit?
Well, it's just like, my mum and her family are from Govan and Annie's land.
Right.
So they were kind of, when we were brought up, my granddad, he was fucking, I don't care if it's like the Glasgow mentality, he's quite staunch and fucking hard on you, kind of like,
Aye.
you fucking batter him or I'm going to batter you and everything.
That kind of tough upbringing.
And that's what I was like, I'll try it. If I fail it, I fail it. If at least I gave it a go.
It's fuck's sake, man. It's a mad thing to be dealing with for the age of 12, though, innit, man? It's like, the way you sound as if it's like just pure part of your life.
It was just because when I was growing up, my mum had it, and I always remember people used to think she was getting TVs and stuff delivered because it was an unmarked van. It would bring her colostomy bags,
Right.
and people, the gangs, and everything would start stealing her colostomy bags out the back of the
They're robbing the van, thinking
out the
there's
van,
swag in it.
and they see the name and the address. And the next thing, I didn't even kind of have the manage to do is to start shitting in the bags and throwing them at my mum's door and everything.
What the fuck?
So my big brother, he was only 11 months older than me, but he was a fucking big guy.
Aye.
So he used to go toe to toe with him and everything, and then I'd fight with him, and it was a shit show. Like
Fucking hell, man, as if it wasn't bad enough. Fuck's sake, you're
and
dealing
then the
with
same
that.
people would screw your house eyes. So
Aye.
Good.
So they fucking eventually must have found out after a while what the deal was.
well, my mum she started going out with quite a hard person while I stayed in the area. So as soon as she started going out with him, that's when all the junkies and the alkies and the fucking the reprobates stopped the breaking ends and
is
stuff
it?
like
Aye.
that. She started going about them, and the post would be like, oh, Alison, your lad's marked, so maybe we can't do much, so get your lad to sort them out.
Oh, fucking, that's supposed to say
That's
that.
the post saying
Fuck's
that,
sake,
aye.
cheers, mate. Fucking, you might give your wages whilst he stays it, fuck's
Oh,
sake.
but then any of the next door neighbours was shagging the post, like the head post in the area, and somebody screwed his house and they found all the photographs of them, aye, and they started posting it about. So he
Right,
started
innit?
being nice to people.
Oh,
So
right,
he wasn't
aye.
wanting his bosses to find, but everybody was just looking at the picture saying, "Oh, fucking hell, what's that fucking Bernard? What the fuck? What's that, man? Look
No
at him, what's
danger,
that
man.
bird?"
Fucking
He was-
scandals.
He was fucking shagging another woman that he was helping the houses out.
Was he? Aye, big dirty bastard. Fuck,
Polish fight, is it?
Yeah, I get to jail for that these days, man. Get cancelled. Well, Polish, man, probably know. They'd probably get away with the cunts, man. But see, nowadays, how does it affect like your life and that kind of stuff?
Obviously, you get operations. So I've had 9. So you get your back passages taken away, you get your colon taken away, some of your intestines, your bowels, and then you just keep. There's a thing called polyps, which every cancer patient will get. And it's these polyps that if they're left untreated, one of them could turn cancerous. So my body was riddled with about 10,000 of them.
Right.
So rather than trying to tack out every polyp, they were just like, we'll tack out that whole segment. So they tack that out. But I done my own research because the hospital says to me, oh, Tam, there's no polyps. That's a hernia you've got. I was like, a hernia? I've not got a fucking hernia. And I remember walking up in the ICU and I got put through to HDU and the nurses and the doctors were at the bottom of the bed and like, oh, Mr. Foster, like, so you've got 3 tumours and it's entangled in your arteries and your main blood vessels in your abdomen to your leg. And I was still coming in and out of it. And I was like, oh, fucking tumours, phone my mum. Didn't even bother about my wife. I was like, phone my mum. And my mum come up. My mum's like, right, could you tell me to the doctor? So the doctor drew him out on a diagram. And said, oh, this is where the tumours are. And then that doctor retired. And then 2-3 weeks after it, I was like, what's happening with these tumours? Oh, you don't have tumours. We told you they're peristomial hernias or adhesions. I said, well, surely your surgeon should have known. I said, that was the top surgeon that opened me up. I mean, after the surgery, they'll put you into a recovery room and they'll waken you up and they'll tell you what you've done and then they'll put you back under. So I was like, well, the doctor says to me that this is what I've got. Because I said to him at the start, I was like, tell me if I lose my arse. I said, I'm not bad about anything else. If I've got the bag for life, I said, I want to ken if I lose my arse. And the doctor woke up and he's like, Tam, I'm not being cheeky, mate. He said, but your arse is gone. I was like, but I had this doctor for I was 12, so we had a good relationship.
Aye.
And I was like, okay, Mr. Lavelle Jones, no worry. So he put us back under. And then when I woke up, that's when they said I had the tumours. And then 3 weeks after, I was like, no, you've not got the tumours. And this went on for 10 years. And it wasn't until I come to Glasgow that they were like, no, you have got the tumours. And because they're too big to take out because they're entangled in your vessels. And I was like, what's happening then? Oh, we can either give you chemo, but you've already had some of that, so that won't really work. I was like, what about radiotherapy? Oh, your stomach's too thin now for that. It'll just turn to mush. So what we'll do is we'll just feed you morphine and keep you comfortable and keep an eye on the tumours because they could digress sometimes. They could go down. I was like, all right, cool, any bother. So I come through to Glasgow and the boy was like, we're going to move your stoma from your right side to your left side, shorten it, take fat from your leg, take the tumours out, reroute your blood vessels and arteries and build your stomach back up. So I met we are these plastic surgeons at the Glasgow Royal Infirmary. I was like, fuck, there's been loads of them. Nothing happened. I woke up, they were thinking I had sepsis, but it was just some either blood infection that I had, and I was in there for 7 weeks.
Fucking
but Glasgow Royal Infirmary are a brilliant hospital.
Really,
surgeon there was amazing.
Good stuff. I'm fucking lucky enough that I've never had to experience it. Know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
But it must be fucking hellish. So is it still an ongoing thing? You're doing
I'll hate that till I die.
Till you die. Aye. So does that affect your lifespan of that?
The tumours do. You're normally about 56, but if you live a healthy lifestyle, so I've stopped the coke. I only stopped that. I only stopped that about 6 months ago. But God's honest truth, the boy in Glasgow was like, Ken, when you go for your pre-op stuff, they'll ask you, what do you drink? Do you take drugs? And I was like, Ken, mate, I'm going to be honest with you. Is that I took coke? He's like, I'm not going to be cheeky here, Mr. Foster. He said, but that could have possibly actually just made your tumours stay the same size as it's because of the chemicals that are in it. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. I was like, my mum and my wife go mental at me for taking that, and you're saying that could be keeping that tumour at the same size. I'm like, so if I get addicted to it, can I blame you? He's like, no. He says, I'm just saying, like, the stuff they put into it could be helping. He said, but I'm not telling you to take it or that. He says, just some stuff, some chemicals.
Wait. So sorry to interrupt. So you're saying that the coke was maybe helping it? All right. I thought you were saying it was keeping the same, like fucking making it worse. So
no, because for years, like for about 5 years, I was working. And every time I had an operation, I'd get out and I'd be like, I need to go and work. And my wife's like, no, you can't work. You give up your work. I was like, no, I have to work. And I'd go to work and get healthy and I'd be like, fucking feeling terrible. I changed my diet, stopped drinking, stopped taking the coke. And I even tried the RSO tablets and everything. And I just felt like I was getting worse. I was like, it was after my big brother died. I was like, okay, what fucking trying not to sleep. So I was like, I take a couple of lines of coke. And this just went on and on and on every week. And I was like, fuck, I've not been in the hospital for about 9 weeks. and it just kept growing. I was like, I've not been in the hospital for a year. And then suddenly I got a blockage. And when I went to the doctor's, they were like, but the hospital, this is what it could be. It could have been helping you. He said, what's happening? He said, I was taking the coke. He's like, that could have been helping and keeping the tumours at bay. He said, just because of the chemicals in it. I was like, never ever heard that in my life.
That is mad. You're probably the only cunt I've ever heard that's actually. I always go like that. There is no positive for taking gear.
My wife was like that. She goes, that's no excuse for you to be fucking talking that and everything. Now I'm like, but the doctor said that. I goes, I'm telling you now. I said for that time, 8 fucking years that I was trying to get healthy, and I was in and out of the hospital every other week. Because I was like, every week I was in with a blockage or bowels or like what. I've only got like 40 centimetres left of a bowel or something, and that was getting twisted and stuff.
Right, aye.
I didn't care whether it was because I was taking the coke. Can you get that coke jobby feeling and everything?
I know, man, because obviously does that still affect you? See if you take care and you still get that? Do you? Aye.
Oh, you like something like that? I need to go and sit in a toilet. I've not sat in a toilet for 10 years.
Fuck, aye.
And I used to fantasise about sitting on a toilet. And be like, everybody's like that, you're a fucking weirdo. And I remember the doctor was like that, you can't fart, you can't do this, you can't do that. And for 3-4 years after it, I'm like, fucking phoning him up. I had a fart the other day. And he's like, what? I was like, I'm fucking telling you, a full-fledged fart. He's like, Tam, you can't be phoning my receptionist asking to speak to me and everything. And I was for a fart. You can't fart, everything's disconnected. And I was just in my head,
Oh, was it on your head?
And the boy said, Ken, you get like phantom leg syndrome if you get your legs or
Right,
toes chopped off. You feel it. He's like, that's exactly what you're experiencing.
It's almost like phantom fart syndrome.
Fucking hell. Phantom bum syndrome, I was like, fucking good then. But I looked that up and it was true,
But it was true, it was a phantom?
A phantom, I was just in the head because I was so used to it. Like, if you get the feeling that you need to go into the toilet, they tell you to go and sit on it. I'm like, that's a bit of fucking kick in the teeth, like. Can't sit in the toilet, but you want to go and sit there.
So you'll get the feeling, but obviously, because your bowels... So is that a phantom feeling? So is it almost a placebo, not? Is that the right word to use for that? Is it? Aye, fucking hell. It's a mad thing, because obviously everybody knows like people they know of people that can have colostomy bags, but you never question that kind of thing.
Because I was the youngest person in Dundee at the time to get the operation, and Macmillan said to my mum, we can't give you any help because your son's too young for this. So I always have a fight. Every time I see a Macmillan person try to get money, I'm like, you cheeky bastards. It's like, you never gave me any help. We would have helped you. They helped my daughter. I goes, that's because you fucking work for them. I goes, they're not going to say it. You can't help you if you work for them.
I know.
She's like, oh yeah, you've got a point there. And then that's what it was,
Fucking hell, man. That's madness. It's a weird thing like a charity can't help somebody because they're too young.
But it's just the stigma. Like back then, it was always, a colostomy bag was always for old people, I always seen it as when I first learned my mum had it, and she was older, like she was 30, when I was like, okay, my mum's 30, she's got a colostomy bag, it must just be for old people.
So it's obviously a young person, man. Do you feel, how has that affected your life and that kind of thing? Is it?
No, obviously it stopped us from getting in the army. Obviously the Barons, any of the Barons have got it, so any of their Barons will hit. But medical science has come forward leaps and bounds, and it doesn't really stop you, but now I'm infertile because of the treatment that the hospital have gave us. So they put us on testosterone. I thought testosterone was going to make me poor. Go to the gym. It's going to make me do this. It's going to make me do that. But it doesn't. So if you've got testosterone levels there, say there, and it comes down to there, you need to get testosterone. They can't calculate your testosterone to go back there.
Right.
So it might be up there.
Right.
So your swimmers are too... They're putting quantity over quality,
Right,
so
right.
So it ends up affecting it. So the boy was like, you can't have kids, because my wife was trying to hit a bear, and we're like, none was happening. So I was like, well, we're on testosterone, it's got to be fucking helping. And then when I researched it, I was saying to the doctor, I was like, I'm sure I'm infertile. No, the testosterone's helping you. I was like, well, can you get me an appointment with the endocrinologist, the boy with your hormones and that? She's like, yeah, but he'll just tell you the same. So I went through, and for months the boy was trying to phone us, and I was like, I'm not going to go. I said, he's going to say I've got fucking testicular cancer or something next. And so I went on for 6 months, and the next thing he phoned, and he left a voicemail. It was really important that you phone us. So I was like, you better do it. Went through, and the boy's like, he said, the only reason you're through here, Mr. Foster, he said, when we x-rayed you, your testicles are up into your rib cage. Well, practically, I'm like, what? He said, do you ever feel with pain? And I was pain all the time, mate. It's how you give me morphine. He's like, he said, so what we're going to do is we could take them away. I'm like, I fucking no take them anyway. I'm attached to them. I've had them for 37 years, mate. He's like, but if you're trying for a kid, we could, there is ways we could help you. I was like, well, how could you? I said, you tell me that I can't have them anyway, so if you're talking about, I can't have kids. But there's just a percentage that you could have kids. I'm like, stop the testosterone then. But your testosterone levels will go down. I was like, well, they're not doing any hair now, are they? Because it's that for as if you wake up in the morning with a stiffy.
Aye.
That's your testosterone levels. I was like, fucking doctors, man. Just say you want to take my nuts away for the sake of it. Eh? I'm like, fuck that.
Fuck
Be like
that.
a neuter dog, man.
So you still on the testosterone?
You get it every 14 weeks.
So what, does that not do any benefit for you, like in terms of the gym and that? Nah?
No, I thought it would have, but when you get it because there's an imbalance for the first week, all you do is sleep.
Oh, do you? That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But is that when they're low?
Yeah.
Right, because I'd get my testosterone levels checked and they weren't the highest, but they were quite, because I used to fucking hammer the juice back years ago, so it's no surprise.
Yep.
But I went, because I was wanting to get the fucking replacement therapy, and I was getting that, and the cunt's basically like, listen, like, they're maybe on the lower scale, but they're still on the scale. He's like that. It's not a case of just topping up the glass kind of thing. He's like,
as if it gets below 3 million, eh?
Aye, and and see, to be honest, at the time I was like, fuck's sake, that, but I'm probably like, that fucking cunt was probably doing us a favour, guy.
That mimics the what do you call it? Testosterone. The low testosterone mimics mental health.
Aye.
So if you're depressed, if you think you're depressed, and it could be that your bloods are low and your testosterone levels low. Because I thought I was depressed, and I was like going to the doctors, and the woman was like, "I just don't want to give you these tablets." She said, "We'll do a full blood workout," and they're like, "Oh no, your testosterone levels are really low." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I tried that, and then it helped. Like,
I did it, aye. Does it still help you this day?
I think so. I've not got depression or that. Like, obviously, I got the PTSD, but you see people on there on social media and even in person. Like, I've got mates. Oh, I've got PTSD. I'm like, what happened to you? Like, oh, I just feel like I've got mental health issues. I'm like, no, mate, you just coming off a cum down.
That's it, man. A lot of people confuse it, man. I made the same mistake fucking years ago. You know what I mean? But you need to realise, you need to be realistic about your lifestyle. It's like, and I'm not saying people are depressed, but if you're fucking got shit on your mind and you're going out hammering the Charlie or doing whatever else, you're not doing yourself any favours. No. Not at all.
I've got a few mates like that smoke an ounce of weed in about 4 days, and they'll be like, "Oh, I've got schizophrenia and everything." I'm like, "No, mate, that's just the fucking street weed you're smoking."
That's it, man. It's a star dog. That's it.
That's what it's like. It's just at the time, eh? And then you go on the app, you see them with their manky fingers, kind of brown fingers, and they're constantly. You're like, you're not got mental health issues, mate. You've got drug psychosis.
That's it, man. Too much fucking weed in it, man. But it's drugs. It's easily accessible as well, and that's how because they're illegal, man. That's like maybe the NHS and the government. They don't want to tell you, like, give you guidelines on it because it's illegal. You shouldn't be taking it, but. That being illegal, it's no stopping fuck all.
I've had some of the best drugs in the world when I was in the hospital. I've had, obviously, morphine's heroin. I've had ketamine, fentanyl, I've had coke.
You get fentanyl as well? You get coke in the hospital?
Well, some of the medicine's got coke in it, eh?
Oh, has it?
Like
so
the
what
cane
about,
and stuff.
see fentanyl? I was under the impression fentanyl wasn't really... It couldn't really be used for anything. It was deadly to everything. But...
Mate, when I got my last stop, they put like it's called a siphonic. It's a siphonic drainage thing, like a rugby bat at your side, and they put wires through your body, and it's just filled with ketamine and fentanyl. And the woman was like that to me. She goes, "Right, Thomas, if you start seeing things and hearing things, you have to let us know because the potency will be too strong." And I was like, "I've got high tolerance levels to pain relief." I was like to my mum, "I didn't feel it." So I kept going. The woman come back. She goes, "Right, we're going to put it up by another 20 milligrams." I'm like, "That's not going to be much." Fucking hell! I was sitting in the room playing. I was like somebody in the corner, and in the hospital, it's got like a border, and the border was going like that. And the woman was like, "Are you okay, Mr. Foster?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine." I'm like, this pain's still here. Well, it was amazing. And the woman's like, "Right, you're going to go home on Monday." She said, "We'll take out that siphonic drainage and we'll give you the tablets." That was the worst thing. Like, the tablets were stronger than the infusion.
So what was the tablets?
Fentanyl, like
fentanyl tablets,
ketamine tablet.
Ketamine tablets,
fentanyl patch,
right,
and a ketamine tablet.
Right. So what's the patch? But is that the coating?
It's just like I've got a patch on. No, it's just like a wee patch.
Oh, right. So you put it in your skin.
Like Stone Island patch.
So you put it in your skin.
Put it on directly in your skin.
Oh, right. Aye.
And it soaks in. But the tablet, the ketamine, I was on the flare, giggling and everything. Fucking hours.
A ketamine tablet. Fuck's sake. I never knew you could get it.
The state of you coming off that. So I had to come off that, and then they put me on a morphine tablet, and that was just as bad.
Was it? Aye.
Oh fuck.
You just lying like that.
Well, he was like that. Kind of was just getting angry, and then I would take my morphine tablet and I'd sit and speak for hours. And she'd like, "You want to take another morphine tablet? Because the only time you're nice to us." I was like, "All right."
But do you think it was like, see, when you were angry, that was like the withdrawal for the morphine tablet?
Oh, was it? Because I was addicted to codeine for a while. Kind of like I've been on codeine for I was 12, and I didn't care if I was addicted to taking the codeine or kind of like the tablet. Actually, just taking something every 4 hours.
Just taking something. It's like if I take, it's like a routine almost. It becomes.
systematically doing it, and my wife would be like, "Oh, you're half rattly," and my legs would be like that, and I'd start getting that restless leg syndrome.
Aye.
And then as soon as I got down to my last 20 codeine, man, I'd be like, "Whoa, mate, I'm going to run out here, aye."
Aye, you get that anxiety. So if I take it, you came off the codeine?
Well, I didn't withdraw off of things. Like, I withdraw, but I can't wean off stuff. I have to
just go cold turkey. Right, aye, just right off it.
If I wean, I'll just keep talking them again.
Aye.
So it was like that, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll give you a morphine patch." I'm like, "All right, codeine's the exact same. So what you give me morphine for? Oh, we could control it by a patch. Can you? So you get one patch that lasts you a week, and you didn't even feel it.
All right, aye.
Well, you do feel it if you talk 2 patches.
Aye,
I've done that 2 patches.
If I like that, back at mum, boys, get a few patches on you. There you go.
Fuck.
Get the patches out.
See the amount of times I've been at a party.
patchy cleans.
Mate's like, he's got somebody. I was at a stag do not that long ago, and the boy's like, "Oh, has MD got any gear on him?" I was like, "I've not got anything." "Oh fuck, I could really do me some tramadol." I'm like, "What the fuck goes on a stag do and that's like tramadol?" And the boy's like, "Tam's got morphine patches if you want them." The boy's like, "How much you talking for it?" I was like, "That's sitting in the boozer." "Well, it's a 7-day patch, so that works out to about how many tablets and everything." I'm like, "Mate, I'm not getting yet." He's fucking begging for it, aye.
Busy, aye.
I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Who wants to go to a pub and get full of morphine?
Full of tramadol. That's your word.
That's a weird deal. Like, who's getting any gear or fuck who's getting tramadol? It's like a weird jump in it. Usually it's eckies.
Kimmy it's like you were disowning people who were on the gear. He's just plainly wanting tramadol, aye.
It's weird how some cunts get so self-righteous about the drug they take in it, man. It's like people that fucking sniff gear, but they look at any cunt that takes any other kind of like, fucking stay to you. Like, it's like, it's a drug. You're taking drugs.
I've always said that, like, an addiction's addiction, is it?
That's it,
doesn't matter what you're talking about. Alcohol's just so easy to get because you can go to the shop and buy it.
Nah, it's like everywhere. It's celebrated. Know what I mean? It's like you've got pubs and all that. In fact, you'll give you deals. It's fucking on telly. It's everywhere. It's just it's so socially accepted. But as a drug like anything else, it still fucks cunts up. It's probably one of the worst.
I find for the last 2 years though, it's been glorified, like talking coke, and it's good because see weed in a way, weed does help people if you talk it in moderation. But as soon as you switch on social media, you see everybody going on about it. Oh, I'm going out at the weekend, I'm getting the bag. What happened to the days of trying to find a dealer? Now they're on every corner, they're in every house. I
managed to sort somebody about weed in Edinburgh yesterday. I didn't know how I could do it. Fucking, because you've got Instagram, got all these weed pages, you get cunt stain pages, Snapchat. It's like fair play to them, know what I mean? They're making a killing, but
I've got a mate that does that. He's on Snapchat and he's called Dundee Deals. And people are like, this guy with Dundee Deals and everything. I'm like, don't know what it is, but you can either sign in with your number or sign in with your email address or something on Snapchat.
Right.
So I added my mate's number and I come up and I'm like, what the fuck, a cheeky bastard? I think here's the benefit for somebody else.
No danger, man.
The message him, he's like, all right, Tam, what you want? And I'm like, you're a cheeky bastard. Because I ain't been paying retail off of people and you're fucking putting
He's
it.
been doing it, fucking Mad Heisenberg that is. With Green, I've been guilty of affording it. You don't see many cunts, see if posting up, see if they've got lines of gear out and that. And I've done it all, so I've put myself in it. When you post up that, like, somebody puts a photo of like lines of gear, they're like, fucking. But now every cunt loves putting up that they're smoking a joint, seeing their story up, I need to get the joint in. And I've done it myself, man. It's fucking, you're obviously high and you're just pure
One
happy.
thing I can't do is make a joint,
Make a joint?
I cannot make a joint.
I only learned to date like 2 years ago.
Did you?
I just started I was like that. Because I swapped my fucking gear habit for a green habit. So I was waking up in the morning scaffolding. I was getting up at like 6 in the morning, taking a bucket, and then going scaffolding. So it was hitting us like a ton of bricks. And I liked the ritual of smoking a joint. So I just eventually taught myself to roll. And I liked it because there was cunts that had been puffing longer than me that couldn't roll. And I wanted to, I'm competitive, know what I mean? So I wanted to fucking go, fuck you. But I actually enjoy rolling a joint more than I do enjoy
smoking it.
No, I enjoy rolling it, I enjoy smoking it. I hate being stoned.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that I hate being stoned. I like rolling it and smoking it more than I do being stoned. I don't know what it is. It's just the ritual. Maybe I'm fucking addicted to the nicotine.
I could handle most highs, but I can't handle a weed high. Like,
it's weird. I never used to like it. Cunts used to see when I was younger. Cunts used to give us buckets. And they'd be like, fucking in pure wastes. And then your wee guys would slap each other. And I'm like, chill. I never liked it, man. I liked being up and about and being myself, being vibrant, and that just took it away. But I just, to be honest, when I started puffing green, I didn't even enjoy it. It was just mere to take away that, because it would get to a Friday at a certain time and I'd just start getting anxiety. I need to go and get full of gear and that, and I just wanted to take that away.
Did you not find it's trying to break that first week's habit?
What's that?
For the gear, the first week I try to note the Friday night, the Saturday night.
You get, it's like, see, because it's that fucking imprinted into your psyche. Like, I'm on it at this time. It's like, you're fucking, you see, and plus see with social media, maybe see back in the day it would have been easier, but see when you go and clicking Facebook, clicks on it, this and that, and a Friday, you're like that, and back then, you're like, it's FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh mate, that's fucking, honestly God, killed me a sober weekends.
I used to just
and
put
anything.
my phone on airplane mode, aye.
Oh, did you? Aye.
I'd be like, fucking, I don't want to use anybody.
But see, to me, that sounds like back then, that would have been a pure idea of torture. Phone airplane mode and half it. Like, I'd end up doing myself.
I even tried to delete Messenger and everything, because that's where most of them are on it. And then it'd be like,
what's
it's 7:30, what's everybody doing, man? Just like, fuck it, download it again.
Did you ever get, see, like, up until it hit 10 o'clock at night, you would be pure fucking, I need to get it. Then as soon as 10 o'clock went by, you're like, fucking
it's too late now,
it's almost as
up all night.
your brain, that part of your brain switches off, but then you'd have the full Saturday to go. But see now, I love the fact, I love being in the house sober, chilling when everything else is on it. I don't know, I just love that feeling now. I fucking...
It's got better since lockdown, right? Because everybody's just been in the house.
Aye.
But
I definitely, but fucking... Be lockdown and all, man. That fucking created a good few alkies. That's not a controversial statement to say. I almost not turned into an alky, but see, I always used to be like, who the fuck do people drink every day? No judging, cunts. Like, I've never saw the allure. I've never enjoyed it. And then when it was like the first lockdown, so it was during summer, it was, you were getting paid. I know, obviously you wouldn't have been it. I was getting furloughed. So I was going about just learning to go a bike, working at like 27. So I was going about my bike with my pals, Sonny and all that, man. So you'd be grabbing a wee beer, and then it was like, oh, what's this nice, a wee beer in the sun. Then it would get to a point going out on the bike, like, I fucking could go a beer. And I'm like, oh, you bastard, that's how it catches you. Because you get it, and it's like, oh, so I do not have a wee beer, and that suddenly it becomes just that simple. But same with a joint. I'm exactly same with a joint. Let's sit and do fucking, let's just smoke a joint. See, even if I'm having, it's a fucking coffee. See, if I'm doing a podcast, fucking, what could do a coffee, man? It's like, it's eating, it's almost...
switching one addiction for another again.
That's it, mate. Coffee's a man. I've managed to shake it. See, when I go off everything, no coffee, nothing for like a week, I'm like, lost. and I'm like, I kind of worry, I'm like, fuck, is that bad? But we're all fucking addicted to something, aren't we?
Oh, I've seen it in Dundee. Like loads of people went and bought hot tubs and done their gardens up, and they would sit and slag people with alcohol addiction or drug addiction, and they'd have 2 free bottles of wine a night. I'm like,
that's it,
you're
man.
a functional alcoholic, which is still the same.
Because you can buy yours at the shop, mate. You can't even drink it in the street, fuck's sake. It's still illegal.
Used to have loads of people like that. Kind of, I didn't care what Tam does at the weekend, going out tacking coke and everything. I'm like, you're sitting drinking 3 bottles of wine a night. Didn't fucking sit and judge me.
Exactly.
Like, I ken social workers who are sitting, getting out their tree till 7 in the morning, getting up and going to work at 8 and taking people's kids off them or fucking putting them in foster care. I'm like, what are you doing that for? Oh, because they've got drug problems. I'm like, you're a fucking hypocrite. I'm like, you're going to work out your tree.
Insane. And it's insane. See the amount of people that make it, they've not got any issues compared to the ones that have. It's like the fucking the dichotomy is unreal. But it's no, see, everything in moderation, and I say that, I'm a fucking extremist, so only lately I've been doing moderation. Like, I'll have a wee fucking few draws of a joint now. But last night I've been off it all week. You fucking justify it to yourself somehow. I've worked all week, I deserve all that fucking shit. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it, innit, man?
I used to do it at a time I go to my mates, fucking missus like, what you doing? My mate's saying a couple, you better not be on that fucking gear. I've been working all week.
No, he's a fucking Brett. It's a fucking problem, not
fucking Saturday night, it was the first night I had off DJing in fucking years. I'm getting mad with it. You were off last weekend. I was like, hey, but I spent it with you.
I wasn't really off because I was thinking about you.
Got to behave, man. My missus she's like a coke whisperer and a bevy whisperer, and she just kens nibble whenever I'm on anything. She just looks.
A what? So she knows if you're on it.
She's like, aye. And I'm like, what the fuck? She goes, you fucking on it? And I'm like, no. Hey, you have. I'm like, I can. Why'd you lie? He was like, it's just a wee white lie. I can't you were going to moan it.
I lie because I don't want you fucking moaning it. That's why.
Fucking tack it back. He was like, it'd be good if you took it. I said, no, didn't he? Because that means you've got a pay for 2 of it.
Does your life take it like
nah.
that? Oh, right. So I suppose that's where... It's one of the ones you're probably better off having somebody to rein you in, because if you had somebody that was just the same as you, you'd get off the fucking rails.
Any of the exes she did, and then obviously when we split up, it's, oh, you got me into that, you got me into this, is that? No, your fucking ex-lad got you into that.
She's trying to pin it on you. No, your ex-lad got you into it, I just paid for it all.
That's what I was fucking go up with my mate's house and she'd be like, oh, is there any stuff here? I'm like, fucking no wonder you're up here cleaning then,
Fucking fly bastard, fucking no daft, is she? But how's things with your business going anyway?
I closed that, aye.
Oh fuck, what'd you close it for?
Just that, came out, my missus doesn't want us to go back to work. Well, heavy work, so we're trying to get a mortgage and that. Trying to get a mortgage and you're self-employed, you've got to hand through so many books. So I tried to do that, and I didn't even think you could get in trouble for this. I handed in the books, and the boy was like, "Oh, Mr. Foster, Tom, we can't really do anything just now. You come back in 6 months." I'm like, "How?" And kind of references you get on your bank account. I had a dodgy anxiety, like pay for sex, and no job money and everything. Right? And the boy's like, he says, "You're going to need to change all them and come back when we can't actually research to get them." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went back, and the boy's like, "Your company's not really doing that well." I was like, "I know, it goes locked down and stuff like that." So the missus was like, "It's not really worth it." And then fucking people started, that guy phoned off a TikTok to sack myself. And I was like, "Ken, what? Lost that heart in it after my mum died." So I was like, somebody offered us 25 grand for the name. But I was like, "Oh, nah, I like the name, so I'll keep it."
What's the name?
Galgap.
Galgap?
Got Elite Giza Peak.
Oh, it's a belter, man.
So I hanged that, and I should have sold that. It would have been money, but I was a wee bit proud of my missus said that, Ken, Giza, got Elite Giza Peak, so I kept that. And then I was going to come after tools, but you get that judgment, kind of, oh, you're on benefits, your wife's working, you're no.
Nah.
So I was like, I just want to go back to work. And then I called out somebody on TikTok, and they called us a groomer.
A groomer?
Because I said he was going with this young lassie, and I said, "You must have a big willy if you've got a young bird." Aye, you're a groomer. Never imagine coming away with that. Anybody else would see that as a joke, aye. But no, he called me a groomer, and seemingly suddenly that video made it into the Dundee City Council hiring department, aye.
In the hiring department? Oh, right, aye.
HR department. And the boy was like, "Tom," he said, "we've asked for your CV up to 5 times. He said, "We're really interested in employing you, but we've seen this video on social media, and we'll have a social media policy." And he said, "It just doesn't fit our criteria for employees and employment." I was like, "Fair dues, mate." He said, I called the boy out and that, so I've got to tag it on the chin. And that's what I was. So I was just like, "Ken, what, I tried to go back to the company, but the work on the abdomen was too much, Ken, lifting boilers and up downstairs." So I was like, just go back and work for a company, aye.
So what, are you working now?
No, I'm just looking for work.
Are you just looking for work? So what, you looking to do plumbing still?
Go back to light work, kind of like maintenance.
Oh, right.
But I was actually meant to get a clerk of works job. That's what that job was, a clerk of works.
Oh, at the one with the council? Fuck, aye, you'd have been fucking laughing with that, man. You'd been creaming with that.
And then I applied for a building industry, and the woman phoned me at 8 in the morning. "Would you like an interview at 12? I'm like, "Fuck, I'm not prepared for this interview." She said, "Oh, you won't need much." I'm like, "Okay." I said, where will I come?" She goes, "I'll just do it through Microsoft Meetings." So I fucking sat there with my suit on, with my boxers and everything. I never got that, but it's just at least trying to get back to it. But there's too many people looking for the exact same work just now.
I know. It's like there's too many fucking employees, but not enough employers.
I even went into nursing, but I've not heard anything back for that yet.
Nursing? But you've looked into it?
I got accepted into college, but the woman was like, "Oh, because you still need another operation, you'll miss too much college work, so we don't advise you coming to college."
Right.
So, a mates, a couple of mates, they're nurses, and they says, "Come what time, become a healthcare assistant, and after a year, you could go into university and be a nurse."
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, I'll do that." But I've got a mate who was a bouncer, and he's quite tough. Okay, he's like, he's seen everything. He was in the army and that, and he went and got a job as a healthcare assistant. Only lasted one night.
Right.
During COVID, they put him into a ward, and next thing I seen him, I was like, "How's the job going?" Time I lasted a night. I was like, "How?" He said, "They didn't give me any training or nothing." He said, "They just put me in this room with this dead body and says, help the nurse deal with this and everything." I'm like, "All right, what's wrong with that?" Like, he said, "Surely you have Kent, you're going to be dealing with that as your job." I didn't think on the first fucking night somebody down there with their eyes open, their mouth open and everything.
I suppose.
Like, all right, cool. But I've never heard anything about back for that.
Aye, it's a fucking... See, my sister's trying to be a nurse, man, and it's like... It's a thankless job for the work you do. It's like, and it fucking asks a lot of you, long hours, and plus, see, if you're working like A&E, the shite you take off people and all that, and you're underpaid, overworked, it's fucking, it sounds good. What is it about it that interests you?
I done my mum's care.
Oh, did you? Aye, so you've done it, you've got experience?
So when my mum was dead, I done her care for about 9 months, but I would say that it's different doing it for personal people than it is for people you don't ken. But because of being in hospital for I was 12, I got a good relationship with other workers and stuff, and they were like, damn, we always getting paid to be here if you're here at the time. And I was like, Ken, what, you're right. And I hate one thing people saying to you, oh, Ken, what you're going through when they didn't. So I had this doctor, once, and when they're telling me they couldn't do anything for my tumours, and the woman was like, oh, it's your fault that you missed your appointment. I was like, I was in hospital. How could I miss it when I'm here? And she closed the curtains and she goes, oh, but I know how you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I'm like, there are no fucking magic curtains. You didn't care what the fuck I'm going through.
Who was saying this, the nurse?
The doctor,
Oh, the doctor, aye.
And the nurse come over, she goes, Tom, you can't really speak to them like that. And everything, she goes, how about if I get the stoma nurse to come around? And even when they come around, the stoma nurses didn't hate stomas.
What's a stoma?
Like colostomy.
Oh, right.
That's what they call it. But they didn't ken. And it was like, stop telling me how to feel if you didn't. If you not experienced that, aye. And the woman's like, well, how about if you become a nurse? I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'll look into it. So I looked into it, but I've never heard anything back. They must see me TikTok slagging the NHS.
I know, but you're probably fucking ideal guy for the job, you know what I mean? Because you've got that experience. And
I did, but I don't care if I'd want to do it, but I don't care if I'd actually had the patience. I can
I know, pardon the pun, have the patience. But fucking, it's the thought of doing it, you're giving back and you're using experience, but as you say, you probably go back to it like that. Because you think to yourself, and I'm sure you do get times where people would appreciate the work you're doing, but I think 90% of the time you just be taking shite off cunts. And if it's no shite, it's patience, it's fucking cunts above you, you're getting fucked. It seems
too many
cats
chiefs
after the cunts that can do it, you know what I mean? Definitely. The country wouldn't fucking live without yous, but you get fucking shafted big time, it's a disgrace.
Oh, I fell out with loads of nurses on TikTok over that, aye.
But saying that, you fell out with them?
Like some lassie come on, she was from Glasgow, aye, and she was like, I seen somebody at the shops. It's staying quite close to the hospital, so I seen somebody with a drip, a catheter and everything at the shop, buying packet of fags. And I was like, how come they were going on about fucking COVID and they're letting this person leave the hospital with appliances? And the woman was like, what the fuck do you think you're talking about and everything? I fucking work for the NHS. And I was doing my first ever live eye, and she come in and she started fucking mouthing off and you're stung by a fucking bully and everything. Like, here, hen, calm yourself down, aye. And she just kept fucking going, man.
You fucking
her name was Indie Ref, aye. I'm like, oh fuck, I've got
You've done it.
I fucking hit the trifecta there, like. She just kept going, aye. And that was it. The video's going about, he's long about a bully, he hates women and everything. But fucking love
the
women.
full Monty with that, man. Fuck's sake, you're getting it for all angles off.
You get that everywhere on there, right? I was like, everybody just sees angry Plumber and they're like, oh, he's fucking always angry and fucking.
They don't realise it's
Scottish
humour.
Passion, right?
I know, that's it, man. But was the woman English?
No, she was Scottish.
Fucking hell.
She's like, I missed you at Nuss. I'm like, you must be a fucking shitting.
She must be for the West End or something, cow. Good on. But so what's your plans for the future? Have you getting lined up where you want to go?
Fuck, not.
Nah, just taking a day at a time, man.
Get back to work, see the bairns are alright, get a house, get a nice car.
Sounds good, man. The ideal life. What is it? Any passions that tickle your interest?
Getting back to DJing and rugby, aye.
Rugby, aye. How's rugby? Obviously with the bag in
I've not played it since.
Right.
So I used to be a hooker, aye. No, it's not a hooker. But I used to play for a local team, and my mate got us into it, and it was alright before I got that up, but you get this belt, it's called a stealth belt, it looks like a Batman belt, and you see people doing kickboxing and MMA with it and everything, and I'm like, fuck, I'm going to use that to get back into rugby, aye. The first day I got it, man, it was just training in the backies, and the fucking bag burst everywhere, aye, shite everywhere.
Fuck off, really, aye?
I'm like, I'm going to fucking rugby
game, man. Fucking, what does the belt go
just
round
straps
the bag?
around you.
So do you still keep the bag, and it goes round the bag?
Yep.
Right, and it burst.
Fucking burst everywhere.
Fuck, imagine that in a kickboxing fight or a rugby match, man. It fucking burst.
I was like, I'm no fucking going back to rugby. I'm no fucking doing rugby again. And she just looked at it and it was like, everywhere, I was like, I didn't even ken somebody could shit so much. And I was embarrassed, but I was like, right, get that fucking off, I'll get that in the washing and everything, Ken put hosing his head like a dog. I was like, nah, that's the only thing that stops me going back is be that, Ken. And the gym, I think.
Massive knock to your confidence in it.
I was like, see if I would go to the gym, like I went to a Scotland-Georgia game with my mates, and we went to the game, jumping about mad and everything, and went to the pub near the train station, and I just walked through the door and I'm like, oh, you're fucking, my legs on fire. What the fuck's that? Fucking bag burst. Doing my legs. I was like, right guys, I'm away home now. Got my jack off and wrapped it around us.
Fucking hell, man. Did they know that? Did you just keep it like,
I was just like, what are you doing? I'm like, mate, I'm taking a panic attack. I hate to go.
Fucking hell, mate. Fuck's sake. That's the one of the things you do need to deal with. Does it happen often, or is it just...
Fuck all the time, mate. See,
does it?
Times, yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake. What does it cause you? Are they just shite material of it, or...?
Just anything. It could be a hot day, it could be your oily skin,
But and it'll burst?
And it'll burst.
Or do you mean burst as if it'll come unattached?
I just come.
Oh, right, I thought you mean like the bag itself might burst.
I've done that in hospital and everything. Like, hospital was feeding us laxatives once because I had a blockage. And they're like, you've got to keep active, go for a walk. So I remember walking my wife up to the concourse and through and out to the car park. Next time walking back, and I went to push the door in, and fucking hell, door was covered. Kind of like because I was poking up, but the fucking I didn't know what happened. And the next thing, I had the trail back to the ward and everything.
Fuck's sake, man.
The woman's like to me, she goes, I can't give you another bag, Mr. Foster. You meant to bring in your own. And any of the healthcare assistants like that to the nurse, you better give him a bag. He's just walked all the way from that concourse like that and everything.
Fucking hell, man.
The woman's like, she goes, you don't got any shame? I was like, hey, I am. I'm not what a fucking shot.
There's any shame, as if you should be ashamed of yourself.
I've seen people dating Asda and everything, like, they used to tack you on days out. People with them to get used to them. And this boy was just standing at the checkout with a pair of shorts on, and the next thing it was just on the flare and everything.
Oh my god, man.
And I'm like, fuck. I was more mortified than that boy. He just went to the toilet. Well, fucking hell, man.
I suppose you need to just fucking take it in your stride, didn't you?
I actually end up taking the piss out myself so nobody else can.
Aye, it's that kind of self-deprecating humour. It helps you to obviously probably deal with it, doesn't it, man? It's like,
I used to take them to tea in the park and put vodka in them,
shut up and drink it?
Like, no, obviously put it on, like, you get separate appliances.
Oh, so sneak it in?
Sneak it in.
Right, that's a good shout, because obviously if you get a clean bag and that kind of thing.
I was joking about with my mates, I was like, let's play Russian roulette with a bag, and he's like, what do you mean? I was like, full in with shite and the rest with vodka.
Oh no, you didn't.
But nobody was up for it.
I was going to say, man, I don't want to hear the rest of that story if it did.
It was like fucking people used to come in the tent at tea in the park. What's that guy? He's got the bags in them. I'm like, what the fuck you doing in my tent, you bastard? I'm looking for the ease. I'm like, no, my fucking tent. Get out.
Sick, man.
It's just mad things like that. You go to parties and my mates like that to the guys, go and show them that. Show them that. Show them what? Show them that bag. Go on. Tell them you shit standing up. I'm like, fuck off,
Fuck's sake, what did your pals take that if you're putting you in the spot, mate?
Fucking just slag us all the time, For my 30th, then put a bag on.
Oh, did they? Aye.
Filled up with water,
Good on them,
man. I was like, fucking, that used a pair of weirdos. Like, why the fuck does that? And then half of them end up getting a bust, but I looked like they pissed themselves,
Oh, right, so then that way, they kind of did get a wee feeling of how it is like, kind of thing.
So they stopped slagging after that.
Aye, so they've kind of realised how fucking it is. But I suppose it's the slagging, it's no, when it's your pals, it's no meant as malicious. It's more, see, when I talk about when you end up pals, that's what you do. It's like, there's cunts that probably look at it, see that on the, like, from our affluent backgrounds, it'll probably look at it like, but you're friends, but you talk to each other like you hate each other. Like, that's how it is, mate.
Then you get Scottish.
He's a prick. Aye, I know, mate. It's just the way it is, but it's I feel there's a lot more camaraderie with that kind of shit, because you can be nice to somebody, but you can be fake nice, but you're not being fake to somebody by slaughtering them. You're being as real as it gets.
It's endearment, is it?
Aye, that's it, man. And it makes me proud to be a
Scotsman.
fucking Scotsman, mate. Aye.
Yeah, my wife doesn't get the humour, right? She doesn't get Scottish humour at all. Like, she'll see me and my mates and be like, how come you're saying that to him and he's saying that to you? I'm like, your friends or family that you find them, the family you're giving them.
Aye, some people as well, it's like, see, I date fucking me and Ravis slaughter each other, we talk to each other like shite.
Yeah, you see who's in your videos,
each other at times, so we're fucking, there's a few gaffers like that, fucking right, fucking, so arguing, like, we're not arguing, you prick, we're talking.
Do you work together as well then?
No, we've been in and out a good few jobs together, aye, so he finds mad fucking jobs that are pure like heavy skives and all that shit, and he finds a fucking opportunity to get as many of his pals in as he can, so we end up getting in, mate.
That makes the job even better if you've got mates in it,
I know, man, but it just ends up descending into debauchery and fucking dramas and all that. It's funny, it's hilarious, but at the time you're like, fuck, this is madness. But
actually, we used to put Viagra in my mate's tea and kind of his PC at work and everything,
Oh, really? Aye? But the kind about the hard-ons and all that shit?
No, you nearly took a heart attack,
Fuck off, really, aye?
You sitting in the PC hut. We used to give us shite because we were apprentices, and I was seeing him as mates, so I had super glued and nailed his boots to the porta cabin roof.
Aye.
And he was going mental. He made me tag all these toilets up the stairs. I see that fucking dick. So I got cotton oil, put it on his onion on his roll, and he's like, oh, my stomach's killing me. He still kept giving me shite. So the next day I was like, fucking get a Viagra and put it in his flask, Aye. Next thing he's like, oh fuck, damn, I feel like I'm taking a heart attack, mate. He said, I didn't care what it is, I'm going to go to the fucking hospital. I was like, it's a Viagra, mate. You fucking better know, you wee bastard. You put a Viagra. That's a fucking Viagra. I'm like, get him then. Like, you wee fucking dick. I got fucking held in the office for it, for bullying and everything.
Oh, shut up. Aye. But was it like your pal?
You fucking grassed us on it at the work.
What a fucking rat.
I was like, you fucking dick. He's like, I could have took a heart attack and everything. And like, anybody else would just be him and see their wife or their missus or something.
That's it, mate. Make a mistake, man.
You'd never seen any of the funny sides to doing shit to him at work. Because he was a brown noser. He wanted to climb the ranks and get to the top.
Fucking a career, man. A company, man. We don't like guys like that in this podcast.
Grasses.
Do you still talk to that cunt?
No, I've not seen him. Actually, Ken, what I seen him the other day driving around by my house.
Oh, is he?
He's like, alright, Tam, how you doing, mate? I'm just at my mates around the corner, and you could kind of tell you're probably just pub pals, you get to that stage where you can just walk past them.
Alright, but you're like you can't wait for that wee gap in the conversation so you can fuck off.
You see, at a time, even when you speak to them on Facebook, like, somebody says to us, when my mum died, my ex got in contact and says, I'm sorry to hear about your mum, but it's like she was trying to rub it in that she was going to be seeing my mate.
Right.
When we were mates when I was going out with her, and she was like, I've been seeing your mate for a while, we're going to go on a date. I'm like, alright. So I'm no fucking bothered. I goes, I'm more bothered about he never says anything. She goes, how? I goes, fucking bro coded, because if you're going to see your mate's ex, you at least say, here, I've seen her. So I messaged him, I goes, here mate, what's a fucking crack here? I goes, you're seeing my ex? Oh no, I'm not really seeing her, like we've only been out a couple of dates. I was like, I was thought there was something there with you two bastards. I goes, I'm no bothered. I goes, mate, you should just say it here, I'm seeing your ex. But I never spoke to him after that.
I think he's a bad taste move, didn't it? It's like if he'd have went round it, if he went about it the right way, then he'd have been probably I fair dues on.
But then I've got another mate was seeing her. He's a swinger, and he was on the fucking on a website at my mate's house. I'm like, fuck, what are you doing on that site? He's like, I'm on this website and everything. I'm like, alright. And he goes, look at this bird. I'm like, that's my fucking ex. But she's a big unit now, like Ken. She's a fucking free manor. Oh, fuck.
Big Eddie Stobart lorry with legs.
I'm like, mate, what the fuck? He's like, Ken, that's your ex, is it? And he's like, can you drop me off at this place? I'm going over there. And fucking Kent, that's where he was going. I'm fucking, he's like, you dirty bastards. Like, see, when you see her, tell her she put me off cheesecake for life. And he's like, how it goes, because you fucking shagged somebody for a cheesecake, the manky bastard.
Did she? She shagged something for a cheesecake?
She accused me of cheating when I was with her. I was there at that time. So it must have been her insecurities of shagging somebody else.
Aye.
So I was standing in the queue for the nightclub, and my big brother was doing the doors, and his mates, they were like, alright, Tom, come at the front. So I got out the queue, started walking down, I was like, fuck, what are you doing here and everything? She's like, I'm here with a couple of mates. And I looked and seen these couple of guys, and I'm like, alright, you the guys, are you? I was like, fuck you then. So I was like, my brother, didn't let they fuckers in. So they ended up coming into the nightclub and she disappeared. And a couple of days later, she's like, can we speak? Went for a wee dander around the park and everything. And she's like, I'm going to tell you that I was with someone. I kind of seen you in the fucking queue. Oh no, that wasn't him. I met him off Plenty of Fish and I went up to his house and I took a cheesecake. I'm like, you took a cheesecake at somebody's house? Yeah. I'm like, you shagged somebody for a fucking cheesecake. That was it. Went downhill there, right?
I can imagine, man.
Took me off cheesecake for life.
Coffin in it, man. Fuck's sake.
And then when I seen her on that photograph, I'm like, fucking psycho. So pure massive, aye.
Oh, she, aye.
Oh, fuck.
Plenty of cheesecake.
I kind of shouldn't have fat shame, but fucking she done me wrong.
Cheesecake, we can cheesecake shame.
And then she put us on Plenty of Fish as gay, aye, so people were phoning and messaging.
She put you on Plenty of Fish? Fucking hell, man.
I thought I was in my mates constantly phoning and going on. I was like, fucking dicks are putting me on some website.
Aye.
That was fucking her, aye.
Aye, that's a notorious one to be doing to cunts, but fucking hell, man. Putting you on saying you're gay.
Raging.
Bastards. Fuck's sake, man. But aye, so the plans then, just try and get yourself into a bit of work and that. Good stuff.
What about yourself? What are you going to do with the podcast? You're going to keep growing it?
I keep growing it, mate. I end up kind of not taking a back seat. I was just getting lazy there. See, I had my priorities. See, because I'm doing a couple of things. I was kind of like, right, would I want to prioritise here? Because I want to be doing the music's my main focus. That was always my main love. But I was falling away for it, and I wasn't releasing shit, and I wasn't writing, and I was just like, right, I need to prioritise what's most important. So I've been writing a lot, and with the podcast, I was always like, I need to do 1-2 a week, get them out.
Yeah. And
now I'm just like, I'll just get it. See, rather than get somebody in just so I've got a podcast. Just get a cunt in and get a chat and that. Cause I do love the podcast. I love talking to cunts. Yeah. I realise doing podcasts how much I love talking to people, but I need to try and find it and see date in such a way where I don't get it's not a chore. I'm doing it because I want to be doing it, and that's the way it is. So try to force myself. I'm still keeping it consistent, but I'm not killing myself to do it. I'm still taking a day off. I never used to give myself a day off. I'd sit and get pure anxiety.
That's why you start getting bored of it,
I would sit and get fucking anxiety and all that shit, and see where it wasn't. You just burn yourself out, and then you end up resenting it, and you're like, I can't be fucked with this. And then it suffers, and then you're just see me posting content. I was trying to take like 3 videos a day and all that. You're just posting shit after a while, and it's like, and it's your quality. It's like quality over quantity.
I took 5 days off there, and I was like, fuck, Some days it is. It's just I'm not
posting. Social media, mate, you need it.
And then when you stop posting, people are messaging you, oh, what's up? What? You're like, fuck off, you nosy bastards.
I think I'm in the jail when I stop posting.
Or you put a video up in a suit or something, or you go to court. You're
Aye.
like, oh, fuck off, you got a driving offences. What the fucking got to do with you?
I know, mate. I can't love to know. Can't love
And then
any
you're
story.
everybody's best mates. I just didn't get the people. You see them as mates on TikTok, and now they're kids' aunties and uncles.
I know. It's fucking. It does. It's a lot of cunts in TikTok. It's a mad thing. It's like its own wee world almost. Because see when I'll use it as an example. See like the property boss and obviously this scandals and all that shit. Like, see when you talk to cunts that don't get TikTok about this, because see if you're on TikTok, it's everywhere.
Yep.
You know every
You think
fucking.
everybody
You know
kens,
first names, middle names, nickname. You know every cunt is involved. You know everything that's happening because you watch it. See, and it's not get TikTok. They're like, who
you on
It's-
about?
They've no get a clue.
I just got that. They buy you a family fortunes.
It's madness. It's like, and you think, mate, it's like its own world, because when you see, you're like, wait a minute, there's cunts that don't have any concept of what goes on. Let's see, I talk about that Mr. TikTok official and all that. People like that, it's like you to explain, it's like you're telling a full story. It's like you're watching a series or watching a film. It's like you've got Netflix, but only so many people have got
To
this
see it,
version of it, so you only know what's going on. No cunt else watches it. It's madness. But it's the same with the followers, mate. There's cunts that get like 1 million followers. I'm like, who is this cunt?
Oh.
They're no. I've never heard of this cunt in my life, but they've got 1 million. So that's sort of what it's mental. I'm not saying it's easy to get 1 million followers, but it's a lot easier than it is to actually have, like, be
I think
famous.
that's the ends that have sold out. Because you could tell. See when somebody starts worrying about the numbers, you could tell in their content, because you're like, they're just going around the trends. I've done a few trends, and I'm like, nah, they're a bit sketchy. I can't do transitions or anything like that. I just do standard videos, but you see the ends are perfectly edited, and you're just like, your humour is shit,
I
Just
know.
like,
They
fucking
put up-
come off it, and then they go with another app, and they come back, and they go with and come back.
Know, just a fucking pure social media slut. It's fucking
Social media slut. I'm gonna keep that.
That's what it is, man. It's fucking. You can use that in your video, mate. Feel free to call them out. Next title. But I look at some videos and I'm like, see, there's some people that do it and you're like, you must be paying some kind of edit that, because they're fucking well done.
Yep.
And see, when I do a video, I'm kind of like that. I can only spend so much time recording it until, right, I'm happy with that. Get it to fuck. I can't be able to, because I feel as if it's like trying to squeeze a dry rag. It's trying to squeeze water out of a dry rag, or like a wet rag. You can only squeeze so much water out of it before it ends up dry.
I didn't even rehearse me. I just fucking put them out.
The more you rehearse it, the more you fuck it up. I see all that shit, and it's like the more you do it, the less it loses. The more you do it, the more it loses its authenticity. And it's easy. It's apparent, you can see it. But sometimes I catch myself doing it. I'll try and set myself a limit of doing things a couple of times. And obviously I'll keep doing it until I get it. But usually I think you catch lightning in a bottle a lot of times, and especially when you video stuff and all that. It's like the first time you do it, it's usually the best.
That's what makes you connect with people more. I just think we joined at the wrong time. People at the start, you could see they've sold it. That hashtag be kind, hashtag mental health matters. They abused that, and then they got big, and then they start unfollowing people. You see people who have got 1.8 million and they follow 4 people. You're like, or they've got 30, 40,000 and they've got 0. You're like,
so it looks like every cunt follows them. It is. It's like
an ego trip.
that's what it is. It does. It goes to cunts' heads fucking big time. And see what I like said. I follow only people I'd like to follow on TikTok. Obviously, I'll give somebody like a follow back and all that shit, depending. But I just like pages I like or content I like, I'll follow it. But and obviously maybe somebody will ask me, depending on their age and that, and if it's right, maybe follow them. But some cunts I'll just put, I need to look at your shit. Maybe TikTok a bit different. See, like Instagram and that, because if you follow somebody on Instagram, you're following their life. And I've done it. See, random cunts, you're like, like, I don't even know this cunt and I'm invested in their life. But Instagram's alright because you're just seeing photos. You can't really. There's no much space down the bottom to hear their life story or whatever the fuck's going on. But TikTok, I'm glad I'm into the TikTok now. It's a really good thing. It's can be a lot done with it.
People moan about it, that it damages their mental health and everything. It's been good for me, Even the trolls. I like the trolls.
I've not
had bad trolls, but I've had a few. I've like, oh, God, geez more, you want more.
You feel underwhelmed.
But then when you give them abuse, that's when you get banned.
I know, it's always the trolls you slaughter, man. It's fucking TikTok, you've got the bullies back. They definitely
What have you got planned on the horizon, like?
Right now, I've been writing tunes, so I've been recording them, doing a few freestyle platforms, just trying to get my... Because cunts think I'm just a podcaster, and I don't like that, because I'm not.
No.
This is just one of the things I do that I've ended up doing.
I seen that when I clicked on your bio and the link tree in that, I've seen loads of things like Spotify,
I've got a few things, I'm trying to keep myself busy, but the music, I'm just about to get a lot more releases out. I set myself a goal of like 6 releases this year, but I fucking think I've nearly smashed that already. So... just recall, and I'm loving it, and I'm loving making tunes. I'm loving getting
yourself out,
getting better at my craft and fucking getting my name out there. But I'm just doing what I'm doing now. I've got a job, and now it's going to keep the bill. That's just the jobs I want to do is like cleaning jobs. There's no much, just something that distracts my horns so I can think about ideas. So I'm all right for that now. But my plan, I'm 30 in 2 weeks.
You're only 29?
29, mate.
Fuck off.
Cheers, mate. You didn't need to be that shocked. You could have held a bit back there. No, every cunt, mate. I've looked 30 if I was like 16. So I am the 9th of June, so that's a week on Thursday. I'm 30.
Happy birthday, mate.
But cheers, I forgot about it. And there was somebody reminded me, like, you're 30 in like fucking 32 days. And I was like, what? And but I was like, it was yesterday, I was like, I want to do something my 30th. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go away. So I think I'm going to go to Malaga for a couple of days.
Fuck it.
Because weed's legal there and it's sunny, so that's 2 boxes ticked. Aye, that's fucking, so I might be doing that, but that's my plans for the foreseeable, man. Okay. But aye.
I'm not going to be getting a holiday anytime soon, like, but
Nah, is that the bag?
No, just Mrs. wants to go down and see her family, so it's an English holiday for me. Like,
supposedly she's getting away in it, man.
Doing in Chester, half of them think they're from Manchester, and half of them think they're from Liverpool.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I bet you the accent's all over the place.
But see, my wife and her mum and her sister get together, and her stepdad. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
Pick a fucking accent.
Kid, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And then you start talking, man. They look at you.
They're looking at me as if to say, what the fuck are you saying? I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
I'd love to be a fly in the wall at that fucking dinner table, man.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. They're alright, like,
fly by a translator.
Barrier,
Aye, mate, it's fucking murder. Fucking English, it's like you're fucking speaking you're speaking a different language, and it's like, we don't all speak English. That's just lazy. Saying, right, this is all English. We don't speak English.
No.
People in London don't speak English.
It's like my parents, they speak, I don't care what it is, but I don't care if it's Glasgow University or like English posh.
Your parents?
No, my parents.
Oh, your Waynes, aye. Actually, you've got quite a strong accent. See some of the words you use. Mine is probably the exact same. I
can understand everything you're saying because it's the exact same. My mum's accent was broad.
Oh, what's so your Maffy?
She was from Govan.
Oh, so she was, in fact. So she done accent like mine then. Right. I see then. So you've... Fucking hell, you could be a fucking bilingual expert.
I always get strong. I always think when a Glaswegian gets with another Glaswegian, it just goes off the scale.
You just go faster. It's like, see, when I feel as if I'm kind of speaking slower, but it's like you don't realise these Scottish people how quick we actually talk.
Yep.
And it's like, see, I would honestly hate to be any other culture or speak any other language and be listening to a Scottish conversation because you'd be like, it would be gobbledygook.
It's like when we went to Tenerife, the boy was just like, is that right, Nicola? Could you ask him for the vodka and lemonade, please? Because
you don't realise, because we're under the illusion that we speak English, so everybody should understand us, but every word we use, like understand, that's understand is the word, understand.
It's just like my mum and her sisters and her dad and all that got together, it's just like, all right.
I know.
Ken, when we were younger, and then it just grew on with every time you were going to a party or a funeral through here, it was just like,
just so many accents at once, man. Fuck, you're fucking trilingual in here,
and it's, this is your cousin, this is your auntie, and I'm like, what? I've never fucking seen any of you.
Every relation's
you come to stay at my house tonight. I've not seen you in 30 years or something.
Fucking hell, man. I love my accent. I love it. But I think I'm going to fucking wrap it up anyway, my man. If you get in, you want to promote?
No. I didn't need to hear myself.
But obviously, you've got your football match and your charity night.
Charity match, 7th September and 7th of August, and then that charity DJ night on 10th of September for Rohad. It's probably busier on TikTok than it would be if I was at work.
I know, you should try and fucking see the TikTok.
You feel guilty about letting people do now and saying no. Some people, I think, take advantage of that. So.
Definitely. Because see, especially if you get an alright following, see if you say no, cunts are like, right, I'm going to shame you then, and it's like everybody knows you, so they can go like fucking this prick. And see, when somebody's got a big following, there's always cunts that just don't like that. I don't like his humour. And then when they see something like that, it's like they just start creating themselves. Like
you'll never change somebody's opinion if they hate you.
That's it. But it was a wise man that once says, if you fucking could walk in water, it's because you couldn't swim.
Fuck yeah. I can't swim, so
I can't do either, mate. I'm fucked and all.
I'm like a fucking whale, man.
But-
Could flap about.
Aye. Fuck it. At least you fucking do well on the beach, innit?
Ken.
But anyway, that's the Angry Plumber, people. Tam Foster,
for having
thanks
us,
for
mate.
having us, man. Oh, thanks for coming. But anyway, premeditated patter. Catch you later.
Get the nickels off. Fucking